Sundays past.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you can't find a little church in your heart.
Amen.
4th of July is gone. It was a long weekend.
It's gone. It's gone.
No more masks.
Let them hear it.
We can all see the beauty of God's love in each other's faces now. Except for those who are not vaccinated.
You ain't got your vax.
Who keep their masks on. But the rest of us have found that freedom we've been looking for.
Freedom.
We're on the beaches with the bikinis.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the bikinis.
Watch them, baby.
We're in the bars partying.
Now let me get a drink for Jesus, girl.
Don't go over your limit.
No.
We're in the streets racing to our party. Be careful.
Don't drink and drive.
And watch out for that person who looks like they might be concealing a weapon.
Ooh, yeah.
God will protect you if you're wise.
Protection of God, yeah.
We have an opportunity to reach into our lives tonight. Reach into the center of who we are.
In the center.
Leave all the trouble behind.
Leave it all behind you.
Leave your problems.
Leave your problems, baby.
Don't worry about those who hate you or despise you.
Don't worry about them, baby. No.
Because there's love. There's love.
Where is it?
And if you don't like love, at least you could like gospel.
Woo! No, yeah.
Nobody can resist.
No one can resist
the power of that gospel music.
The power of God, baby.
The church revived. Will we see it again?
No, I don't know.
Now that the masks are off.
Ooh, let me sing to God, girl.
Who are we? Who are we, America?
Yeah. God, just reach out your sexy God arms and wrap them around me. Yeah.
You can feel it too.
Ooh, I can feel them just
let go tonight.
Me. And I don't want to let go of God.
Be free.
And I can be free, fly like an eagle's wings. Yeah.
And tell the brother next to you you love him. Tell the sister next to you love her.
I love you.
Hold hands.
I need you.
Lift each other up.
Lift you on up. Yeah.
It's time to be free in his love.
Free in the Lord's love. Free in God's love, baby.
Can I hear an amen?
Amen. Amen. You gotta
hallelujah.
put it on God. Open my eyes. Put it on God. Oh, it on God, baby. Very good. Wow.
Thank you.
I think it's the first time we've never cursed in an intro on this song.
There were no cursing.
I did say God had sexy arms, though.
But he does.
Yeah. You know,
he invented all of that.
Yeah. Do you think... first of all, Michael's sick, just so you guys know. That's not Mike. That's my dad. Let's welcome my dad to the show. What's going on, Dad?
I just felt that after how many episodes?
I think this is our Jordan episode.
This is?
Yep. Our 23rd Sep.
I watched them all. I participate.
Do you not approve?
I approve of most of it.
Are there any things that you hear and you're just like, God, I hate these kids?
No.
Do you think we slander you too much?
I think sometimes I feel exposed.
Do you really?
Yeah, I feel exposed.
No, like legitimately. Here, let me move this down here.
Yes, legitimately exposed. But since most people know me fairly well, I'm very honest.
Yeah.
About especially most things, not everything, but honest. I feel a little bit exposed, but at the same time, when my wife, your mother, is laughing at me because of the things you're talking about, I know it's okay.
Yeah, you kind of learned like to accept it a little bit. You got listen. Everybody's got to eat some crow.
I accept it. I don't mind the crow.
You don't mind the crow?
No, I don't mind the crow. Effing crow sometimes.
Effing crow is bothersome.
I once counted 6,435. I think Michael had 5,000 of them.
Mike says fuck a lot.
He does.
He loves the word fuck.
He does. I think it's a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's a part of his rhythm.
Well, we were talking about how our generation says like all the time.
Yeah, you know.
Well, like.
You know.
Like.
And you're talking, honestly, brilliant people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like, brilliant people, dude.
Or others who say, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
After everything.
And I don't really know what you're talking about, but I just say yeah because I think I know what you're talking about.
And if I noticed that with DMX, who brilliant.
Know what I mean?
He's a brilliant wordsmith, a brilliant poet. But when he's in just conversation and being interviewed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
And then a lot of times you don't know what he's saying. You didn't know what he was saying, but you were so afraid of him that you just said yeah.
But that's church.
That's church. Did you have fun doing that?
They repeat what you're saying.
Yes.
Because they want to verify what the minister is saying or what the person that's speaking is saying.
Yeah, we got to stay on the mic.
I'm going to do that.
Be all over it.
And I grew up in the Pentecostal church, which is unusual for Italians. Mostly you see ethnic Pentecostal black, or Hispanic Pentecostal churches. Fiery, spiritual fire.
Right.
So it's part of what I grew up in and part of what I understand. And the back and forth, the variety of the people's voices. You can't sing a song in a black church without someone repeating what you said.
No, not at all.
That's it. That's the part of the...
And I'm very happy that we grew up that way because I think a lot of the music that we first heard was gospel music.
Yes.
And then we would sing in church. So it would be fun to do.
Yes.
And
then you recognize immediately, which I did, that most music in this country, the American music, jazz or blues or rock, R&B or whatever, comes out of that.
Right. But then the devil gets a hold of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The devil gets his hands on you.
Yes, you know why? Because it's the rhythm. The words coming out of gospel are very uplifting. And
right.
Again, there's blues in there too.
Uh-huh.
You know, Lord, I've lost it. My heart is broken.
Yeah.
I'm down in wherever. I'm the prodigal.
Right.
It's all, but sexuality also can be manufactured in that.
Right. And let's be honest, sex sells. I don't know if God does, but God sells though to a certain degree. Secular music is very big.
No, it's enormous.
It's enormous. It might be the biggest genre in the world.
Gospel music, and this is my greatest. I love this.
Right.
Any award that's ever given out, except for maybe Aerosmith, the person says, "I want to thank the Lord."
Oh yeah.
Because
it came
from gospel. They know they came out of the church, and anybody that's been a Christian or a person of faith knows they better recognize because God is over there somewhere.
Yeah,
going.
I need to check.
I was the one that John Legend, Mary J. Blige. I was the one who gave you that. That's where you got it. So that's why I love gospel music.
Yeah,
the church. The churches can be good, bad. Different,
I know, but
it's
just like you can go to a Catholic church and stuff, and like that's cool. But I'd rather like walk in somewhere
and by your power, I know you make a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then just some guy who's just like super sweaty. You know what I mean? And he'll talk, but he'll sing like the last words. You know
he loves you.
Yeah. You're like he loves you.
And don't be shy. Stand up.
Yeah. And then they ask you for money.
Gotta ask for money.
Now, put the money in the play now.
You don't ask for money, you have no church.
Oh, Miss Johnson.
You have to have something.
They always talk to like the one lady who's like 85 years old and come to the same church. But Miss Johnson is here. Miss Johnson, stand up. Miss Johnson been coming here for 30 years.
Sister Elizabeth.
Sister Johnson. Stand up, Miss Sister Johnson. Do it, friend, Sister Johnson.
And
now, put the money in the plate.
It's a very open and revealing sect.
Yeah.
Gospel churches, because they will ask you in front of 400 people to tell your story.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if I could do that.
She was on the street.
Yeah. They put you down. They did.
Well, they tell it, and you get up and you give your testimony about what happened to you in your life, and everyone rejoices in the fact that you spent 20 years on the street. It was drugs. It was whatever. And God has taken you out of that. And there's no shame in saying what's going on. Whereas a lot of the world, you can't even say, how you doing? Oh, I don't want to say.
Yeah.
They're not going to reveal what's going on
There you go.
in their lives.
Yeah, it's
Church, you will.
Yeah, no, church is fun, but church should stay fun. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get those boring parts of church, and I'm not saying that church is boring, but church is pretty boring. So, if you have the element of gospel music behind it, that makes going to church way more fun because you get to sing along and get in a good mood after you leave there. Your wallet's going to be a little bit lighter, but that's the part of church. You know what I mean? But the thing for me is, like you said, a lot of people do thank God. It'll be like, oh, like Lil Wayne just won for sucking titties in the club, and the first thing he'll say is, I just want to thank Jesus Christ. He's like, yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
It's the best part when you know that the stallion, what's it?
Megan the Stallion?
Megan the Stallion.
Yes. You like her?
Who I shouldn't.
You think she's hot?
It's like little what's her name?
Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Yeah.
What?
Who's hotter, Megan the Stallion or Cardi B?
No, Cardi B.
You think Cardi B's hotter?
Yeah, because she's cute. Hot.
Right.
She's cute hot.
Cute hot.
Megan Stallion's like, you shouldn't be looking at that.
Like there's too much
That's
going on.
What's someone's daughter? It's
Right.
someone's sister.
Right.
She shouldn't be doing all of that.
Yeah.
But they had the BET Awards,
Yes.
which we watched, and every time I watch it, your mom looks over at me and wants to see what I'm looking at.
Oh yeah.
Why are you staring at that?
Yeah.
And I said, Di, all of those like 7 women that are dancing, that's sex without the guy.
Right.
Because they're having, twerking
Doing the dance, the shaky dance
yeah.
and all that
And
stuff.
as old as you get, if you're a man, you're looking at that going, was there music?
Yeah. When did they start shaking their butts?
there
The other thing we were talking about here is
Tina Turner.
a lot of sexual innuendos were the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Like,
you couldn't say it.
No, like I want to hold your hand probably meant I want to suck those tits. Sorry.
I think a hold your hand might have been a 14-year-old kind of thing.
Yeah, but that was the Beatles.
But
But they also said that like a 17-year-old was hot in one of those songs.
yeah, she's just 17.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
I don't.
But the 40s. It started with jazz lyrics.
Yeah.
You couldn't say the things you wanted to say, so you had to use euphemisms.
Who was like one of the first artists to be like, "Fuck"?
That was late, man.
Yeah, like rap
man.
music.
Yeah.
No rock stars ever said the
No.
F word. Mick Jagger never said.
They might have said it in
Fuck.
concert. Yeah, in concert you might have heard
Yeah, like
someone-
Freddie Mercury would curse all the
someone
time.
hard. Yeah, someone do something hard. But you never heard in the recording.
Yeah.
Now you recordings like 11-year-old girls walking around going, he's sucking it, sucking
Hey!
me,
Yeah.
sucking. I'm
Yeah.
like, Cardi B, why did you tell that?
Yeah,
to
it's
people?
a lot. Yeah, park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's definitely, I mean, I consider us from the generation when we came out of church. So when we played rock and roll, Elvis Presley or whatever, early on,
Yeah.
the church was like, they called it the devil's heartbeat. Anything rock and roll was the devil.
They called it the devil's heartbeat?
Rock and roll is the devil's heartbeat. That's what they actually told you in church. They had little flyers that said, don't get in there because that's the devil's heartbeat. And Elvis and all those guys that came out of the church, they got tossed real quick.
When Elvis started doing those like sexy dances,
He was
girls
grinding.
would lose it.
He was twerking and grinding. And
When
it
he
was,
started in church, though, too. Every
Yeah,
big
they're
star started in
all-
church.
all
Beyonce
church.
started in church.
All
Justin
church.
Timberlake.
No, all
And then
church.
it got real sexy surfboard
All-
stuff. All about sitting on a wiener.
yeah. But
I'm really trying to not curse.
oh, that was good.
You know? Yeah.
Wiener?
Yeah. I don't like to curse in front of you. I can still see it rocks you to your bones.
Well, I think I'm unusual because most people out of my generation cursed. Even the guys in church I was in church with, they cursed. They would go to church and go, oh, Jesus, and go out and go, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, we like, Jesus. Don't tell your mother. Don't tell anybody I said that.
Yeah.
But there was that duality, outside, inside church, inside, outside church. We used to laugh because Catholic people could go and confess and then it's gone. Say Hail Mary, whatever. We couldn't do that.
Right.
You had to actually repent, go on your knees, ask Jesus to forgive you. And if you didn't feel that forgiveness, they would tell you, do you feel that God forgave you? I'm like, I can't because I went home and did it again.
Yeah.
So it was a different thing. But when we started messing with music, you knew that this was something that wasn't churchy.
And
It was outside.
And you played the
Lay Lady Lay. Bob
yeah,
Dylan.
That's sexual.
Honky Tonk Woman.
Yeah, I don't get that one, but that's
in New
sexual
York
too.
City. Take me upstairs for a ride. Come on.
Yeah.
That was not.
You want to know when I first realized that? Mom used to listen to this Dave Matthews song, which is huge. It's Crash.
Yeah.
And it's really sexual, but I didn't realize until I got older how dirty sexy it is.
Yeah.
It's a dirty, sexy song. It's a really good song, though.
Yeah. There's an Eric Clapton song. I don't remember exactly the song, but he actually says that he has the woman up on the wall and uses the word that they use for orgasm in the song. I guess this is in the early 70s. When I heard the song, I hadn't heard it for years, but I heard it, I went, oh my God, I didn't notice that he said that in there.
Yeah. That's a little sexy.
Yeah.
That's a little sexy. So you would say around the 60s, 70s, music started to get real sexy?
It broke with Elvis. Up to then, it was Frank Sinatra. What did he say?
Yeah, let me take you to the beach. He never really said anything profound. He just he has arguably top 3 best voices ever.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
The
roughest thing he sang was "Lady is a Tramp."
Yeah.
That's why the lady is a tramp. She likes to stay out. She likes to
little sexist.
Very sexist.
Because that guy stayed out all
very
damn
sexist,
night.
and all
that
the
guy
women
had sex with everybody.
And ironically, all the women of the day loved it.
Yeah. I want to be a tramp. It's just like It's like that Chris Rock bit when he's like, bitches and hoes. He ain't talking about me.
That's right. I want to be. If Frank Sinatra is going to be with a tramp, I want to be the tramp.
Yeah. Did Mom think Frank Sinatra was hot?
Yeah.
Did
she? She came after the.
Did she like? Generation. Yeah, I know. Did she think Dean Martin was hotter than Frank Sinatra?
I don't know about hot, but Dean Martin looked just like her father, so she loved him. She said, "Oh, Dean Martin's so cute, sexy."
Why did Dean Martin change his name?
Well, a lot of those guys changed their names to Italian inflections.
But what was his real last name?
Wow.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. But it's
because he was a gavone and a half.
And it's not even Martino. It was something like Tony Bennett is Benedetto.
Yeah, like Tony Benedetto.
Anthony Benedetto.
That guy. Is Tony Bennett still alive?
Yeah, he got Alzheimer's.
Oh,
they just revealed that like a few minutes. He still sings. He still sings. When he sings,
I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow.
He's amazing.
I don't know how he does
amazing.
it.
He's amazing. He's like 90-something years old.
He is
92 or something.
He's 94 years old. He's
smashes
from Queens,
it,
baby.
and he still smashes. His wife is much younger. She said he's like out of it most of the time, but when he wants to sing, pat,
just nails it.
He's a genius.
Crosetti.
That's
Dino Crosetti.
See, where you got Martin from?
Honestly, that's a better name than Dean Martin, to be honest.
Hell yeah. I think his Jerry Lewis was his partner.
Yeah.
That wasn't his name either. Jerry Lewis was Leibovich or something. Long kind of Jewish name.
So you want to know what was crazy is I didn't know who Jerry Lewis was until like a little later in life, but I always knew him from like the telethon. I always knew him from the telethon.
Wow.
His name was Joseph Levitch. Joseph Levitch. Jerry Lewis is better.
That sounds right.
Yeah. But Dino Crossetti's a nice name.
Yeah.
I like that name a lot.
But they would anglicize all the names.
Who's your first celebrity crush? All right, now we're going to get weird. God was cool.
Celebrity crush?
Yeah, first celebrity crush. You're like, I got to have this old 70s butt.
Well, this is how it happens. You're watching a movie. You're like 7 or 8 years old. And you get an erection.
Right, boners. Cool.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Who was it?
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. That's a great first boner.
It was hard. It was not easy to. It was funny because we're watching TV, and the movie was, I want to say 7 Year Itch.
Okay.
Where she's like
she's
teasing this guy.
Yeah, she's sexy. She's sexy.
This guy's having visions of like having an affair on his wife while she's away.
Okay.
And she comes into the apartment. Oh, have air conditioning, and she's doing it.
Yeah.
And so me and my brothers, we're all laying down watching TV like this, and then we all go whoop, up in the, and my father is watching it with us, and this is when I knew that my father was a guy.
Just gives you a thumbs up.
Doesn't say a thing. I look, doesn't say nothing. I look, doesn't say nothing. Grandma comes in. Let's change that. Let's put Bonanza on. Bonanza. Which we all thought was pretty funny. When you're a kid, you go, oh, she said bone.
Oh, like boner.
Bonanza.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's what I knew. So Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I think your brother Jared liked the Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, yeah. Jessica Rabbit gave him boners. Yeah. Yeah.
So this
from
is
the jump.
Now here's something I always, you know how you can ask God questions? And I always said as a kid, I got to ask God, why did you make me think of those things? Why, if I'm supposed to be in church and being a good kid and everything and not doing all these things, why is it when I see these women, you get these feelings?
Right.
Why did you do that to me? Could you make me blind?
No. See, I think God would tell you, hey,
Wanted
listen.
that.
Yeah, reproduction. You gotta
Yes.
get aroused.
That's the idea. But you felt guilty at first. So I feel guilty. Once you realize those feelings were normal and natural, and then you start to,
right.
experimenting with different things.
But when she stepped over that grate and that skirt went up, you were
That-
full mast.
It wasn't even that. It was her with the guy trying to not seduce him, but innocently seducing him.
Right.
And as a kid, you're like, wow, is that what I look at my mom,
Yeah.
and I'm like, man,
Yeah, they don't make
Don't
it
look
like
like
this
that.
around here. Yeah, I
so
hear you.
that must be something you aspire.
Okay, so let me. Sorry,
Okay, so that was in.
So let me ask you this: was Marilyn Monroe the Kim Kardashian of that time, or was she more talented? Because she acted.
Marilyn Monroe was
Was she a good actress though?
she was like medium talented. Her talent was being who she was, a very sexual
just
being,
being a smoke. Was just drunk and horny all the time.
but knowing that it was affecting males. And if you know about her life, she was
yeah,
abused very young. She
Oh,
was in
yeah.
foster care. Yeah, she was abused.
I didn't
by
know
men.
that about her.
Oh yeah, it was.
I didn't see the movie. Did you see the
horrible.
movie with Michelle Williams? Was she good?
Yeah. Oh, that was that was just part of her life. That was like a 2-week period of her life.
Oh, where she like smashes this dude for 2 weeks.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
But see, she like a lot of these, a lot of women that go through difficulties with relationships or whatever, but or women who are very sexually motivated. Those women were affected somehow young to know that sex gets you somewhere,
Right.
whatever it is, because men took advantage of them.
Was
Did
Marilyn
things that-
Monroe before Betty Page?
about the same time?
About the same
Eddie
time.
Payne was actually before her.
So Betty Page was like the
She was
first
like a pinup. She was a
girl.
pinup. Yeah, well, a pinup.
So what's a pinup exactly?
Pinup started in World War II, where Betty Grable, Lana Turner, all of these beautiful actresses
Yeah.
did bathing suit pictures
For the boys.
so the army, so the guys could have them.
Boobs out for the boys.
When
yeah.
we watch it in the war movie, it's like, look, he put the picture on the wall just to admire them. It was really to
yeah.
they were masturbate pictures.
That's what
come on.
I mean, that's what they were. They're over there in friggin',
Yeah, that's
in France somewhere.
it would make sense. It would make sense. They're away from home, and soldiers are notorious anywhere they go in the world. As soon as they get a chance to get into the town with the women, there's stuff going on. But that was pinups. Those were pinups, and I'm sure they were way before that. They had pictures of women, like in the 20s and 30s. They would have nude pictures of women. But the effect that movies had was the bigger effect.
The effect of what?
Film.
Oh, movies. I thought you said boobies. I was like, yeah, boobies are going to have
boobies
an effect.
in movies. Boobies in movies.
Boobies in movies.
The effect that it had was obviously now it's a picture. You
Right.
can see a picture of a woman moving. It's not just you have to
yeah.
imagine the woman. All of a sudden you see a woman moving, and you think, wow, look at the way they move, look at the way they do things. And then the stories were about seduction, and you saw these film noir movies in the 40s about the bad girl who was always getting all these poor guys to do things. That became it was really bad because it made women look like they were always the bad person, and the men were all the poor things.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
You know what was weird, though, too? Back when you were a kid, they slapped the shit out of women in movies.
Yeah.
They don't really do that much anymore.
That was the
They
society.
do, but
that was the society. Well, if they do it now,
But then they would get really like horny after it.
yeah.
Like Humphrey Bogart would just keep that rolled up cigarette in his mouth and just slap the shit out of a woman, and then she would be like, "Oh, Humphrey."
That was the machismo, the idea
Yeah.
that the women enjoy the strong guy.
Humphrey Bogart, ugly dude,
Yeah, not good looking.
but I'm sure women
beautiful
loved
women.
him.
Yeah, like I said, it's a machismo. It was the idea that the male was this strong character, a bullfighter. He was a soldier,
Yeah.
a pilot, whatever the shit was. Now women are hot for the cook on TV.
Okay,
Oh, look, it's Bobby Flay.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
a different. It's a different.
What about
world.
Giada? What
It's a
about
different
Giada De Laurentiis?
Yeah,
You like her?
yeah, she's a good cook.
Yeah,
She's cute though.
she's cute.
Yeah, very few cooks really that are cooking with oil and stuff
That are cute.
wear a low cut thing.
Yeah, her boobies are always out on
they're
that
always
Food
there,
Network.
and she's like that, and the oil is.
I've said it before in the show.
flattering.
I hate how she over enunciates Italian shit.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
because she's second generation. She's not really Italian
Yeah.
from Italy.
Yeah.
So they all. It's like Spanish people who say Guatemala.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're not
Nicaragua.
Spanish. They're not Spanish.
I'm like, just like, yeah, we
Not
know.
Spanish, but they want you to know.
Right.
I know how to pronounce Nicaragua.
You know, I'm going to France and London in
I've
October.
been there.
You have to watch my dog.
Let's
Yeah.
go back to the gospel music.
Let's go back to the gospel.
Jesus help me.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. All right. So we're about 30 minutes in. You don't have to answer.
No.
You don't have to answer them if you don't want to.
I'll answer the question. Then I'll
How much money do you have right now?
Then I'll answer.
Yeah, then you could ask me a question. You could ask me a couple.
How much money do I have in my hand?
in your pocket right now?
I think $6.
$6. Why?
That's $2 scratch offs.
That's what I was going to get into. How much of that's going to go to scratch offs?
That's $6, all of it.
How many scratch offs do you play a week? Let's do some math here.
Now you see, the worst thing you could do is ask someone who likes to gamble, like scratch.
How much they gamble?
Because they know.
Yeah, I lost last week. I'm down.
Most people are going to say, I don't know. Like today, Mommy said to me, "You want $10 for scratch offs?" And I said, I'm like skipping every other day. She goes, "That's a lie.
Do you
skipping every other day?
do you
Scratch off every
think
day."
do you think you have a gambling addiction?
I'm
Do
not
you
really gambling. Scratch offs, yes.
Could you
I'm addicted
quit
to-
scratch offs?
Yeah, I have.
Cold turkey.
Oh, I have. Especially if I go like to Jersey, like we're thinking about going back, to Jersey, or I go.
Yeah.
When I go to Puerto Rico, I
to the new
find
house.
scratch offs.
Oh, yeah.
I go to Caguas, a little town in Puerto Rico.
You're right.
3 minutes. In 3 minutes, I found the scratch offs.
All right, so
It's like a drug addict. You can find a guy selling pot,
Anywhere.
like anywhere.
yeah. All right, so for you, your scratch off of choice has always been cash words
Well, I like those the best.
because you get to like play them a little bit.
Words.
Right.
You can justify by saying, I'm learning a language.
Right. You're learning English.
I just like them because they take a while to do. The problem with them, I noticed the other day, I actually talked to my therapist about this once. I said, what's the deal with me, like with scratch offs and stuff like that? That's like, it's an addiction. So he goes, well, yeah, that's kind of, it's a different kind of addiction. It's not an addiction like a physical addiction as it is like a mental thing. It's a therapeutic thing.
Yeah.
He says, but gamblers, there's this idea that you're going to
hit the big one. The chasing it. We're chasing
it'll
it.
make your life better,
Yeah.
and everything will be. He goes, but those people, they do it after they win. Those people that gamble big, they gamble later. I think it comes from my father did it. Always did a little gambling things.
But you need to have a lot of money to gamble for real.
Yeah, the only good gambling is if you're wealthy.
If you're rich.
If you're wealthy, and they win
Yeah.
because they get more money to gamble.
Yes.
The odds are better for them.
Yes.
For me,
and the casinos always take care of them. It's completely
rich
different.
People, let me tell you something. Rich people, don't let anybody fool you. It's better being rich. Because if you're rich, you can do whatever you want. You don't have any repercussions to it.
Right.
I mean, you can't. There are things that are going to be repercussions, but you have that leeway. You go buy a house. If the house messes up, you get another house.
Yeah.
You buy a car. If it's a lemon, you buy another. Like with me, on my level, if you get the wrong house or the wrong car, oh, Jesus, 3 years, I got to.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true. It's
Kill
true.
me. I got to pay this back.
If you get the wrong car or something,
whatever,
like you say.
whatever it is, you can't afford to make those mistakes. Most normal people can't. So for me, scratch offs it started off as like $5
Right.
a day. Now it's $10 a day.
$10 a day every day.
Yeah, but
Okay, so 10 times 30 is
That's
$300 a month
Yeah.
gambling. How much do you win?
I actually track this.
Okay.
Now it's supposed to
Alright.
be like 23, 24% you win.
Right.
I must be a lucky guy because
You crush.
it's not that I win all the time, but most normal months I spend $10 a day. That $10 will go into the next 2 days because I'll win.
You play
20,
with what you get.
I'll win 20. I'll win 25. So for 3 days, I won't have to go into the 10.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
2 months ago, I made $300 in the month.
Okay. Oh, wow. Really?
I was $300 up.
Wow.
I have 50
just
one
off
day-
cash words or different shit?
Cash
Lucky
words.
Sevens,
no,
all that shit?
No, cash words. I have $50, $50, like 3 days in a row. 50, 50, 50, 25, 20. My mommy was sitting there going, oh my God. Then it hit 100. So it happens like that. But then
Yeah.
you can go 10 days, you don't win.
So my dad we would go to the store. We would have to borrow the car to go to the store. You just be like, because sometimes we'd be late. We wouldn't want to walk. Should have just walked. But you're like, oh, you going to the store? Here's $10. Get me 2 purple, 2 yellow, 1 green.
There you go. It got so bad that when people give me birthday cards, they put scratch-offs in.
Oh, yeah. Every time I go into Monabo over there, just be like, oh, you just missed your dad. He was in here getting scratch-offs.
Worst scratch-off story. I play cash word.
Yeah.
So there's like, in the local store, there's like 5 or 6 of them. So
Colors,
I get 5, $10. Every day. I win 50, I win 20. I go in there one morning and they go, Daddy, you won $2,000. So I said, what? And they go, yeah, we had a scratch-off yesterday, the ones you always buy. $2,000 winner. So I said, I didn't win $2,000. Other guy comes out, Sal comes out. He goes, oh no, there was a guy in here yesterday, Danny. He never buys any scratch-offs. He goes, oh, I'll try that one.
And won $2,000. That's terrible.
And that's when you know God's like,
what's the most?
Son, I love you.
Stop gambling. What's the most?
I don't want you to gamble.
What's the most you ever won gambling?
I've won $500 like 6 or 7 times.
That's the most you've ever won?
That's the most.
Yeah, dude.
That's it. Bang,
yeah.
That's it. That's not. It's not enough to make it. Work on.
I've won like $4,000, $5,000 before.
Scratch-offs?
Sports.
Oh, you like sports gambling?
Yeah.
I did that in high school.
I like sports betting.
In high school, I did sports gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Football sheets.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. There was no like they have now where you can go.
No, you just
actual guys like this.
Yeah.
There was a guy in the school whose father was a guy, whose uncle was a guy. They give you the sheets, and then they would tell you, listen, if you sell the sheets, you get the
percentage. Yeah, and then you start being a bookie.
They pull you in.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, a friend of mine, I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine growing up, red-headed Jewish kid, good in school, smart kid, good ball player, started getting involved. Get involved. Stevie, hey, Danny, the sheets, you do the sheets, the sheets. And all of a sudden, he started to look like he was always in trouble. I'm like, what's Stevie? What's the matter? I lost $20 when 1965, 68. It's a lot of money for a kid.
How much was $20 in 1965? Now
$200.
Really?
I'm not kidding. It was like $200.
So so if you say you made $100,000
60 years ago, $20. If you made $20, it's like $200.
So what if you made $100,000 in the 60s?
$1 million. It was like $1 million. Mickey Mantle made $100,000.
And he was considered rich as shit.
Top guy, $100,000 in 1967. So you imagine now, what would it be? $30 million?
Okay. All right.
A lot of money.
Next question. I like that you brought in the sports. Working in sports, you were a sports writer. Who was the biggest dick that you had to deal with all the time?
Of
athletes or coaches?
Parcells.
Bill Parcells was the dick.
But it wasn't. He was.
Right.
He's probably still is.
Yeah.
There's people that are like that. They're like that. His Parcells. They win the game. He sucks. He won't answer questions. He lose the game. He still sucks. He won't answer questions. He used to point me to someone else to answer the question. Go ask Tom Coughlin. Go ask Phil Simms. I'm like, Coach.
So, like, what questions would you ask him?
You're the coach. Coach, in the fourth quarter, did you think about going to the run to hold on to the ball? You're up by 6. You wind up losing by whatever, 7.
Right.
Why don't you ask the running backs, Coach? Well, who's calling the plays? Well, I was calling the plays, but why don't you ask the running backs, Coach? Why they didn't produce? These guys.
So who was harder to talk to, Bill Belichick or Bill Parcells?
Bill Belichick didn't even speak to anyone. He was the defensive coordinator. This is what he would do. He was even better. He goes, if you ask him about something, he'd point at the player.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Harry Carson made this play, and what was the call, defensive call on it? He pointed at Harry Carson. Harry Carson would look at me like
go ask him.
Yeah, what are you asking me for? I don't.
So he's been like a weirdo from the beginning.
He just doesn't think that press
matters.
Important.
Right.
No, he's like, well, they don't do anything. They're going to tell. They're going to ask me questions about what I'm doing. They don't know anything about it.
Right.
A lot of press guys, believe it or not, know more than the coaches. That's how good they are at it. They don't want to hear it.
They don't want to admit it.
No. The best at the locker room story was that Lawrence Taylor would talk. I don't know what he was on. He would talk to anybody, anytime. Walk around naked, talking. Naked as a jaybird. talking about. Didn't care if there were females in there.
Didn't care.
Laughing,
dick
and
out,
laughing his
with
ass
the lightning bolt earring.
laughing his ass off at everything. So I go into the locker room, and Phil Simms.
Did you call him Lawrence or LT?
LT. So, Phil Simms is looking for his sons. He had 2 sons.
Right.
You know, they grew up,
Yeah.
both blonde, just like him.
Yeah,
Blonde,
yeah. One of them
blondie
played
little
in
kids.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, blondie little kids, cute. They were running around.
Yeah.
Phil's, every time I ask a question, Phil comes, "Did you see my sons?" I said, "I'm gonna see him. I'm trying to answer questions."
Talk to LT right now, Phil.
LT, over there, back over there. LT took his sons and put him on the top of a locker, on the top of his locker, and hid them with helmets in the back of the thing. And Phil Simms was really, really scared.
Oh yeah, he probably
they
thought somebody
walked out.
kidnapped his kids.
He thought they walked out of the locker room. Anybody see my kids? Anybody see my kids? And everybody was like, the doors are locked to the locker room. No one, they can't get out. Lawrence Taylor just laughing, just walking around laughing. Finally, he said to him, "LT," and mother, like that.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at? Maybe you don't even see your kids. They're
Right.
not here. So we sitting here, and the kids.
The kids are hiding up there. LT's
helmets.
cracking up.
Dying laughing. He goes, "Your kids asked me to put them up there. What kind of a father are you?" And this is going back and forth. I was dying laughing. I died.
So you covered
Nuts.
Giants, Yankees,
Yankees, yeah, a little bit of Yankees. I didn't do a lot.
Knicks,
Nets more. Did the Nets more than
Knicks
the
and the
Knicks.
Nets.
I would sub in for the regular writers
Right.
if they were on the road somewhere.
Yeah.
I would always sub in.
So like if Peter Vesey had a cold, you would like go do something.
Yeah. No, not a cold. No, I worked for the Gannett newspapers, so they're
Right.
all writers local and the
So who are the big guys there that were like that are still going today?
writers.
Yeah.
They're all gone. Lupica.
Mike Lupica. Oh yeah, Mike Lupica was the last guy.
He was hilarious.
They fired him too.
It was Mike
at
Lupica
ESPN.
is 5 feet 3,
Yeah.
5'3",
Annoying voice.
and we're in the Giants locker room, and he's like trying to put his head up, and he was a big writer already. And Parcells hated his guts.
Oh, you hated Lupica, yeah.
Hated his guts. You would tell him. He goes, point to the guy behind Lupica. Oh, this is where you go. The guy behind Lupica.
Oh, he would say that? Guy behind Lupica.
It was the best. The guy behind Lupica. So one day I said to him, "Mike, what's the deal?" He goes, I write stuff about him. He hates me. And off the thing, he was okay. He was like, "Hey, Mike, come on." He goes,
Right.
He goes, "Ask him this question for me." So I said, "What?" He goes, "Ask him this question because you're tall." And for some reason, the players and the coaches,
They respect taller guys.
yeah. I mean,
They're like,
they
this
must have
guy
said
probably
he
played-
was a player. Or
Yeah, he
something.
probably played somewhere.
They always did. Hey, where'd you
Where'd
play?
you play?
Yeah, did you play somewhere?
It's like, I played against you. I think I played against you.
I said, "No, I played basketball." No, you played somewhere. I seen you. And I used to play in a lot of pickup games around.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
So
you were a great
you
hooper.
See some of these
Yeah.
pro guys. So he says, "Ask him. Offensive line injuries are gonna go forward. This is like near the playoffs.
Right. What is this, before the Super Bowl? Like going up to the Super Bowl?
They had won the first playoff game against the Redskins, I think, and he's asking going forward.
Oh, okay.
86, the year they won.
The year they won.
So he says, he asked him this question. I said, "Coach, the offensive line," he goes, "Fucking Lupica asked you to ask that question." It was hysterical. Like, this guy's got to be kidding. He's got.
If you,
How did he know that? He goes, "I know him. I see him over there. Look, the guy behind Lupica."
who's the most famous athlete you think you ever interviewed?
The most famous athlete
Yeah.
I actually interviewed myself.
Probably Iverson, Allen Iverson,
Yeah.
but bigger than that.
This
though,
guy's
right?
on that. Mattingly, Iverson, Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver
Yeah, he was retired. I
at that
interviewed-
time.
Yeah, he was retired already. But I was working working part time in a lumber yard. I had a job in a lumber yard, and he came in from Connecticut, and he wanted to buy making a wine cellar. He was getting these things for his wine cellar.
Okay.
These little tiles. Very cool. So he comes in and says, he signs the check, and the boss was a big fan. I think it was like $3,000 worth of stuff. He goes, "I'm never going to cash that check."
No, just Tom
This is
Seaver.
$3,000. What are you kidding me? So
He's
Tom
got an
Seaver-
autograph
I
on
told
it.
Tom Seaver, I said, "She's never going to cash this." He goes, "Let me write him another one." He wrote another one for him. He goes, "I'll write you. Come on, I don't want you not cashing the
Right.
check." He goes, "I'll write you another check." He was funny though, Tom Seaver.
All right, so I'm going to list off a number of athletes. Tell me if you ever asked them a question. You ready?
If I ever asked him a question,
Yeah, ask them a question.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds,
no,
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yes.
Michael Jordan.
No.
Patrick Ewing.
Yes.
Jason Kidd.
Yes.
Okay.
Jason Kidd was a kid, an actual kid.
Yes, he
When
was
I
a
first
kid.
met him, he was playing like AAU and other basketball. And I interviewed him, and then later on, I met him. He remembers. Dude, you cover high school basketball? I said, yeah. He goes, damn.
Yeah, no,
He goes, we both made it.
Oh, when he was on the Nets.
He was,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he was playing for
When we were in Jersey,
playing
did
for
you?
the Nets then.
He was playing for Phoenix?
Yeah, I don't remember who was playing.
Phoenix or
But he was-
Dallas,
Yeah, he was
one or the
playing.
other.
Yeah,
Because he got traded for
Dallas.
Marbury.
He was playing for Dallas.
Yeah. So you would say probably Ken Griffey is the most famous.
Yeah, Griffey was cool. I didn't actually interview him. I was talking to him on the field.
Yeah, I remember. His
I
pictures.
hat behind talking, and he said, I hate this fucking Yankees.
What did he say?
He hated the Yankees because they wouldn't let him go on the field when he was a kid.
Oh.
His father was playing.
Oh,
for
he
the
said it to you?
Yankees.
I fucking hated it.
So I said, well, come on, man. Don't you want to play for the Yankees? He goes, I would love to play for the Yankees, but I hate the people.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't let me play. I said, man, you're spoiled. He goes, what do you mean spoiled?
The only guy who I legitimately believe didn't do steroids.
No, Griffey was a
So he started to
phenomenon,
get a
right?
gut when he was like 32.
No, he was great. Griffey was the best.
Yeah.
He was the best. Other guys around him were doing those, and he didn't do it.
Oh, yeah. The A-Rod, the best one. The Yankees
clean
are
machine.
terrible, huh?
And now,
Oof, they stink.
not good.
They're terrible.
That's a spiritual problem. You know what they need? Jesus.
Yeah, they need Jesus and fire their coach.
There are times when, even if you don't believe in God, that's when you need to call on Him.
Yeah.
And then the Yankees,
Yeah.
the Yankees are horrible.
Got people praying to Aaron Judge. Pray to God.
They're horrible.
Would you trade Aaron Judge?
It depends on what you get from him.
Yeah.
If you could give me two guys that they hit 300 and hit with runners on, and yeah, I just feel bad for him.
What about Boone? You think they should fire him?
Yeah,
He stinks.
I just think that he's great with he's got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
He's good. He's
Yeah, but
Joe
even-
Torre.
but even
he
yesterday-
handles the players nice.
Yeah.
They like him.
Yeah.
But he has no plan. What's this guy's plan?
Why did he not let Chad Green pitch that inning?
Yeah, I don't understand his plan.
I don't know. It's,
Sports, I give it up on it.
Have you ever had that moment when you're watching sports, you're like, why do I even watch this shit?
Well, now I'm getting like that.
I'm just
I
like,
used to cry. I used to actually cry tears.
Yeah, me too. I used to cry all the time.
And I
Remember
was,
the
I was
Yankees
in my
lost?
40s. 40 years old. I can't believe they lost to New England.
I remember when Jeremy
Giants
Shockey
lost.
dropped that ball in the end zone. You threw a mug up against the wall. I was like, "There's something going on here."
It does. It gets part of you. Part of the thing. The fans care more than the players because they're invested.
100%.
They're invested in that.
Forever.
These guys leave.
You retire
They're
and
going to
you
get
leave.
paid. They leave. It matter if someone paid you $2 million to be a fan. You didn't care if you win.
No.
My $2 million. We lose. So I can't imagine making $30 million. They care, I'm sure.
Right.
They don't care as much as the fan. There's no way that Giancarlo Stanton cares more
That dude's got a big old butt. You
than,
see Vladdy's
than
butt?
Rudy O'Leary that goes to Yankee games. He's 84 years old.
Right.
He cares more than that guy. I don't care. I don't care.
This is how I know I'm getting old too. Is players' kids are playing and they're awesome.
No, that's
Vladimir Guerrero's son
That's
is
what-
phenomenal.
when you know you are getting old.
Bo Bichette, Dante
Yeah,
Bichette's
they're all good.
son is playing.
These
And
guys
he's
are good.
amazing. And Fernando Tatis' son is
Biggio.
amazing. Biggio, they're all
Yeah.
playing. I watched all these guys
And they're
as
all good.
kids.
And why shouldn't they
now
be good?
here's their kids.
Why shouldn't they be good? Their fathers had them out there playing.
Well, that's
when
the
they were
thing.
little
Well, that's the thing,
children.
though. That should show you right there. If you want to be a professional athlete, you have to have it in your DNA going forward. Because all of these athletes' kids are going to be taking those spots now.
Yeah, it works in a lot of cases. They say, well, you can't make it magical than a kid, but you can if you have the training for that kid from the time he's 4 years old. He's in the batting cage at Yankee Stadium. That's how you get.
Look at Prince Fielder did it. I've never really seen.
Yeah.
And not all of them are all-stars, but most of them like get drafted.
Yeah, they can play.
You know what I mean? They all end up playing.
Let's say this. Let's say it this way: if Mick Jagger's kid wants to be a singer, he's got a better shot.
Mick Jagger's son.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Even if he can't sing,
his
he's got a
his
better
dad will
ch-
write for him.
He's got a better chance of doing it. He's around it all the time. Does it work because you think you can get it like that? Maybe not. That's like the doctor's kid, that's not good in school. Sometimes it's too much.
We're not just going to let you be a doctor because your dad's a doctor.
And then it's too much sometimes. It's too much pressure trying to be that person. It's like you trying to be a better podcaster than me.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. No,
It's not gonna.
that doesn't work. It works the opposite way.
Yeah, but that's kind of weird.
the
Yeah, but we
It's
kind
the
of
opposite then.
you kind of did this though back in the day.
Yeah, I did it.
You did it for
I did
it for a long time.
Radio and TV. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Let's go.
What a question I wanted to ask people that are in the influencer.
Fire it off.
There was a time when you had to be successful for whatever 10 years in some radio or television, whatever, and then you got to influence. People recognized you. The advent of social media made it like
Overnight, yeah.
like that. When you got involved, I saw it. I mean, so you're doing it. Do you recognize that? And is it a little bit scary to know that you have that kind of effect on those kind of that many people that quickly?
I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, you're kind of just going along for the ride. You're like, oh my god, this number keeps going up and stuff. And then you start getting messages from people being like, hey man, like you really like, I was going through a hard time in my life and like you like saved me. So then I'm getting
people. Yeah.
I'm getting messages like
That's
that.
scary.
And that's a little scary because, I'm just like, oh, wow. Like now I feel like I owe content to people. But I think there's, in influencing, some people are ready to do it and some people aren't. You know what I mean?
I know there's a lot of tragedy in there.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of the personalities get burnt out. They have all kinds of problems.
Well, that's why I like the way that I did it. I think if when Vine was big, and I just kept going and I moved to LA and tried to be in all these movies and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I have a very firm belief that I would be dead or in jail. I really do.
Because it was too fast.
Too fast. I like that I'm just going this way and just going this way and making the connections that I have and networking and working with the people that I do. I didn't realize how lucky I was to not, to almost be lazy in a sense in the beginning. Because if I would have had moved to LA, I would have lost my mind.
I think Mike too. Even though Mike was hesitant because just who he is.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to pursue it like that.
Yeah,
no, I don't want to go there.
There's just different things. It's like I'm not going to move to LA and be away from my family for that long, and be away from my life at that point.
It was shocking to me. And then I did the numbers in my brain one day, but it was shocking to me when people said, "Well, look at this kid makes this money, this kind of influence, or whatever." But then I realized how social media magnified. I came in when I was in the business. You wrote for a newspaper, or you were on television, and you were seen by this many people. The social media magnified that 1,000,000 times.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if you get something that's some of the stuff I see that goes viral. Guy was walking down the street, and this guy came up to him, and he flipped the guy over, and 2 million views. I'm like, 2 million views.
Yeah.
2 million people looked at that. But because there's the advent of social media and the technology, immediately you're seen by all these people.
Yeah.
The thing though is to become not mundane. In other words, you got to do something more like you guys do. You have to create. You have to think about what your content is going to be. Very few people can just sit there and bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain people that are better at it than other people, but you also have to think of everyone that does like social media. They try too hard,
Yeah, because they're trying to prove that they can do it the next day.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like, and people ask me, they're like, "Hey, man, I just want to ask your advice. Like, how'd you do it?" I was just like, "Right place, right time, dude." And it just helps that I'm good at what I do. So you need a little bit. You need both luck and some talent.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like what works in that world.
The reason I say it is because when I never studied to be a journalist. Do you know the 10,000 hours theory?
Yeah,
the theory 10,000 hours is so on.
It's true.
If any of you guys out there are listening to me and you're 12, 14, 18, 20, 22, whatever you are, if you put 10,000 hours in to something you love to do, a skill, music,
you'll master it.
Whatever it is, you're going to come out the other end. And the perfect example of that is like the Beatles. The Beatles were not the most extraordinary musicians or anything, but they spent so much time together writing. Before they even had any of their own songs, they were covering other people's stuff.
Right.
But they were writing. And they were only together 11 years.
Yeah, not a long run at all.
But I forget it was Paul McCartney, said how many hours they played in these little clubs. They used to play 4 or 5, 6 hour sets, come on. And they just kept doing it and doing it because it doesn't happen like just, oh yeah, they're lucky they got to be big. It's all that time spent. And Bill Gates spent 10,000 hours with a computer by himself. He just happened to have the availability.
Just being a friggin' nerd.
That's what it was. He's lucky his mother worked somewhere where he had the availability of those big computers. And that's what he did. You don't just get lucky, goofy Bill Gates.
No.
You have to put all of that time in. So I always tell people, man, you put all that work in. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, no, that's what...
Put all that time in and you're going to eventually be good at it. You guys were doing this when you were little kids.
Yeah, I've been singing forever and rapping forever. Definitely over 10,000 hours.
No doubt about it. You could minus the hours of study you didn't do.
Yes. Yeah.
That's when it comes out, when you go, I did the right thing.
That's true.
If I'd have been studying like pharmacy, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I think, though, I would have been good at those things for sure. I think things that I've always focused on, I've been pretty good at. It's hard for me to get laser focused on a lot of things, but I don't think I would have been happy doing those things. Like, I don't like being a gym teacher. Super respectable, super respectable gig. Do I think I would have loved doing it? Probably not.
No, but
just being like, hey, what's up? I don't feel like playing volleyball today. I'm like, they don't pay me enough for this shit.
See, but if you had fallen into some job, like where you were working with like kids that were disadvantaged,
yeah,
and they said, here's a team, you got these kids. You could have probably blown that into 10 or 12 years where you changed all the lives of those kids.
Oh, for sure.
Because you have to have a focus and a vision.
I did. I still have kids that come up to me that I coached 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yo, you were the best coach ever.
And imagine the time you put in. You didn't put millions,
no.
The time. So whatever you do find to focus on, you can't focus on everything. It's not impossible. Maybe some artists can do it. Like, I'll give you an example. Tony Bennett. You ever see his artwork?
Yeah.
He's a better artist than he is a singer.
Yeah. Jim Carrey too.
It's amazing. It always amazes me that these people can do that, but it's because they have no problem spending hours by themselves.
Right.
I'm not like, I don't.
You don't like being alone? I think I get that from you. I don't really like to be alone.
No, I'm very social, and I was a trumpet player. And by the time I hit like 10 or 11, my trumpet teacher would say, oh man, you're going to be a good trumpet player.
Is it the bugle horn or the flugelhorn?
It's flugel.
Flugelhorn? Can you name a worse name for an instrument?
Flugel. I think it's a person. I'm not mistaken.
Like Jeffrey Flugel played it? What's the difference between that and a regular trumpet?
A trumpet is a C tone. It's a B flat instrument. Mm-hmm. Flugelhorn is in the same B flat, but it's got a bigger tube. It's got a bigger tubing, and then you get into tuba. You get into it's a larger tube.
I didn't know how trumpets worked, so when you had yours as a kid, I blew into it and blew my eardrums out.
Trumpet's hard to play.
You gotta like perch your lip.
I always regret that they didn't hand me a piano or a guitar because I like to sing.
Yeah, and you have big hands too. You can't sing with a freaking trumpet.
You can't sing. I mean, you can because they're tower.
Yeah,
they put it down, they sing. They put it down, they sing.
Yeah,
but I became an instrumental brain. So I never thought of it singing until I was in high school, and I started singing in chorus, and the guy goes to me, man, you should sing.
Right.
You should be with like a rock group or something, and you don't have a great voice, but you could front.
Like, this horn sucks.
I didn't have enough passion to play
in the horn.
To play that. I have a friend.
You weren't horny enough.
Exactly right. I have a friend, a trumpet player. He teaches at University of Vermont. He practices like 3 or 4 hours a day. He's 65 years old.
Oh yeah, Max's dad, Gary Smullian.
Yeah,
that's plays amazing. All day.
That to me is like, I envy people like that. They can just go at it. They can do that. The only thing I could do that, I could probably cook.
Yeah, you could cook all day, but you cook like a little Italian grandmother that you let everyone eat first, and then you eat by yourself in a corner.
Yeah, well, I cook
a little mouse.
I cook the food to eat the food.
Right.
I'm not trying to show off because I don't even care about that. Did I try this thing and try that thing? I just like to cook because I was brought up eating food. So cooking the food and getting it out there to people like it. That's it.
Supply and demand. Supply and demand. All right, I'm gonna have another question for you, but I do have to get into the ads for today. BetterHelp. Everybody knows what BetterHelp is. They're one of our favorite sponsors on the show. All of our sponsors are our favorite, but for me, being a wackadoo, this one is one of my favorites. Okay, this episode is brought to you by our friends at BetterHelp. A lot of us take care of our bodies, but 2020 and 2021 have been tough, so we should also think about taking care of our minds. The good news is therapy works, 100% proven, and therapy can be whatever you want it to be. Doesn't have to be sitting around talking about your feelings. It could be unloading or gaining new tools to cope with things better. So,
Yeah.
what I use with BetterHelp is for my panic disorder, I use cognitive behavioral therapy. So that's the therapy that I use. And, BetterHelp actually has linked me with a couple of great therapists on there. The first one didn't work out, but then they found me another one that actually did work out. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid that if it doesn't work out on BetterHelp, they're going to do whatever they can to help you out. That's why they're called BetterHelp. All right. When everyone is struggling with something, there's no more shame. You don't have to tell everyone your personal business, but you could talk to a therapist about it privately. Okay. You don't have to feel judged when you're talking to a therapist. They are there to help you. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anybody on camera if you don't want to. It could be totally autonomous, right? That's a word. Thank you. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. That's where a lot of people say, I can't afford a therapist. This is where BetterHelp comes in. You could start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself. If you're going to invest in anything, it should be your mental health and your physical health. But let's get started on, giving both of them the attention that they deserve. The podcast is obviously sponsored by BetterHelp, so this is what we're going to have for the LoPriore podcast listeners. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com. That's BetterHelp.com/LOPS. Okay, so go to BetterHelp.com, put in the promo code LOPS or BetterHelp.com/LOPS and get yourself 10% off your first month. I highly recommend it because everybody knows that I'm absolutely insane. And BetterHelp has helped me a lot with being less. Let's get into our next sponsor, our new sponsor, which I'm very excited to work with. Had a very nice call with the ladies over at Babbel. Okay, this summer, get the most out of your travels abroad by learning the language of your destination with Babbel, the number one selling language learning app. That's number one, baby. All right, number one. Francesa. From ordering in restaurants or asking for directions to gaining a deeper understanding of the culture, Babbel makes the whole process of learning a new language addictively fun and easy. We speak fake Spanish on here all the time.
Yep.
I'm going to use Babbel, and guess what? I'm going to know real Spanish, and people are going to be like, oh my God, Danny finally learned Spanish. And I'm going to owe it all to Babbel. Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it a perfect way to learn a new language on the go. Babbel designs their courses with practical, real-world conversations in mind. So you don't have to go around, beating around the bush, learning a whole bunch of stuff that you're not going to use, especially if you're going to another country and you're going to be like, hey, which way is the hospital? Which I'll probably have to do a couple times in London and France. That's something that I need, and Babbel will say, hey, listen, we got you covered, okay? Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. That's a lot. And their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you could choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. How's that?
Because then people won't laugh at you when you're saying.
Yeah, so you don't want to be like, hey, yo quiero churros. Senori. You want to say something that's, yo quiero. You know what I mean? You want something to be real sexy. You want to learn how to talk sexy.
Or Nicaragua.
Yes. See, we talked about it before.
It's very important.
Yeah, you can end up being like Giada De Laurentiis and saying bruschetta all the time. Babbel's got you covered, all right? There are so many ways to learn with Babbel. It's an amazing, amazing tool, an amazing app. So listen, let's get to the chase. Let's cut the mustard. All right. Right now, when you choose to use Babbel, and when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. So if you take 3 months that you pay for, then you put another 3 months on there. That's 6 months.
It's like a college course.
That's a college. Thank you. I was going to say that.
It is.
You basically go to college for half off. All right? Okay?
That's great.
So for the price of 3, you get 6. Last place, I tried to do that. It was probably in a bodega, and they were just like, Danny, get the hell out of here. We're not doing that. But Babbel's going to do it. So go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Use the code LOPS, LOPS, for an extra 3 months. Let's get bilingual in this bitch. All right? Let's start learning different languages. I'm going to know French, German, and then I'll make my way back to English because I think there's a couple of words that I should probably learn.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Babbel, for being our new sponsor. We love you. And welcome to the show and welcome to Lops Nation. Okay, Dad. So let's get into it's my question now. I want to ask you a question. This isn't a tough question, but I think it's a very good question. Fatherhood, right?
Oh boy.
Let's just no. I'm asking because I don't want to say that like Jared or Michael aren't going to get married. I think they will at some point, but I probably have the best odds. You know?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might.
Yeah.
I might be the only one. I might be your only son that really gets married.
That's possible.
It's a high possibilities. High possibilities.
Very possible.
Okay. So that means, you know,
I mean, there's a technicality.
there's technicalities.
Jared was
yeah.
married. You know, really. He wasn't married,
Jared's sexy as hell. I know a lot of women that would love to marry him.
He was with
Michael too.
He was with someone for a long period. You know, technically, with the person for 6 or 7 years, 8 years, you were kind of married.
Yeah, but I look at Jared now. I'm like, why would you even get married?
It's license fear. I call that.
No, but I look at
Jared. Yes, yeah, at this point.
At this point, why?
But
Why?
you know,
you drive a motorcycle. You work
know,
at a sexy restaurant. You're hot.
you
Like
know
do
what?
whatever you want, dude.
You know what though? You know what? And I'll tell you this. I failed at being a husband a lot. I mean, you don't fail completely at everything. I failed at being a husband a lot of things. But if I had waited like Jared till you're 41 or whatever it is, and you find someone that you want to be with every day and you communicate a certain way, and we're going to argue, of course, but you feel like so connected to that idea that you can be with this person, marriage is a good thing. Because you feel solid in it,
right?
You feel secure, and it's like a promise kept. That's what it is.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
The license thing is not the point. It's the promise kept, and the idea that you and I are going to make this commitment to one another. Your mother and I did this. We were out of our freaking minds.
Right.
I was 25. I wanted to get married because I didn't want to screw around with everybody. Like I said, I was brought up in the church.
You didn't want to be a promiscuous girl.
I had sex with 1.5 women. That's it.
What's that half? What is it?
I had one relationship with a woman for 6 or 8 months. Had a sexual, relationship inside of it.
Okay.
You're in love and you're with them. I think I'm going to marry. It didn't work out. And then I had a relationship with a girl that I knew for years that it was a quick sexual relationship. So that was it.
Like you guys only did like mouth stuff, or like you
No,
guys had sex?
there was
okay.
a short sexual.
Right. I
don't want to say how
I hear
short,
1.5. I'm like, is this like a really short woman?
No. I'm just saying that relationship was over time was romantic. And
did you guys say you loved each other?
We said that way before we had sex because I was in church.
Because you guys were
churchy
friends.
people.
Oh yeah, so you guys loved each other.
I visited her. We had this young love relationship, but she got married really quickly. 18, 19.
That break your heart?
It broke my mind.
Oh,
because someone's telling you they love you in a letter, and the next day,
yeah, you guys still had letters. You guys were sexy as fuck.
I wrote a lot of letters.
Yeah,
she was like, oh my God, your letters, but you're over there. I'm where I am, and I'm going to marry this guy because I want to get married. I'm like, girl, I don't think that's quite the right reason. So she then came back toward me later on and said, I think I made a mistake. I like being with you.
You're like, see you, bitch.
And she visited me like, let's see if this actually is real.
Oh, with sex.
Or was that quick sexual rendezvous?
So you guys never knocked boots before that?
No.
So then she was like, hey, let me see if I made a mistake. Then you guys knocked boots, and she was like, yeah, I didn't make a mistake.
Oh, yeah, I did make a mistake.
Woo!
That's what she said.
That's what I'm talking about, son.
No.
Yo, my dad's dick is fire, yo.
No, that's what she said. I shouldn't have married the person just to be married.
Right.
Because I really love you.
Yeah.
I love you. But then she realized, this is not going to work. I have to leave my husband. I don't want to do this.
Whole lot of mess.
Again.
Whole lot of mess.
Drop me like that. Again. So then I met your mother a couple of years or so later, and I said, I want to go through this again. I fall in love with somebody, and then she dumps me. I dump her, whatever. I don't want to do it. So we got married quickly. And I'm telling you, it was the right person, but the wrong timing.
Okay.
I should have waited, let your mom get a little older, let her go through college.
So you wouldn't have got married as early?
No way.
Right.
For her sake, not mine.
So you
was
were
like a deadhead.
You were 25.
I was 26.
26, and mommy was
23.
23. Yeah.
Yeah, wait. 79.
You were 53, she's 56.
She was 22, I was 25. We were just going to turn 26 and 23.
Okay.
So, but for her, she had never had the chance to like go to college, enjoy being free. She was home, she worked, she had a boyfriend. That's it.
Right.
She came from a tough life. It was tough. So
How old was mommy when she got pregnant with Kiana?
19.
19.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So it was a difficult thing. There was a relationship problem, whatever it is. I came in on that relationship problem, and I said, "Oh, look, I'm going to save her." And I think she saw it the same way. This guy's, he's such a great guy. He's a nice guy. It's not hard. It's easier. But she wasn't ready to make that kind of commitment. Even though she loved me, I could tell it. I could tell she really thought this guy's a good guy.
That mommy loves you.
Yeah, I knew.
I would hope so. You guys are still hanging around.
No, I thought she loved me. And I loved her like you love a woman that you like dreamed of.
Yeah.
She was like exotic looking and sexy.
Yeah.
And
like her father was a GI.
Sharp.
Her father was a GI.
Yeah, very sharp, and very world. She understood the world, intuitive. She understood people, but she really didn't have a chance to go and do what she wanted. She wanted to be a doctor or a professional person. And you get married, then boom, you're stuck. Now we have Jared.
Okay.
And now we got 2 kids. Where are you going to go? At 24, you have 2 kids.
Oh, yeah.
You're stuck. So eventually she started going back to school, and that caused problems. She wanted to go to school. She wanted to be out. She wanted to be free. And I was like, I'll be married. And I was boring.
Yeah.
In a nice way. I was nice.
You were safe. You were safe. You were a safe boy.
Yeah, not only safe, but I was interested in stuff. I was, going to church. I was working in ministries. I was doing stuff. I had a lot of friends, a lot of people around me. So I think mommy was like, yeah, you got that. I got nothing. So that's what I'm talking about when you marry someone.
Let people find their identities first.
Yes. You have to really know who you are so you can give that to the other person. Otherwise, you went through this.
Yeah.
You're with a person for a long period of time. You're like, I don't even know who the person is.
Yeah.
They don't like what I do.
No,
I
it's
don't
true.
like what I don't get them. Their parents don't. Whatever it is.
Right.
You got to get rid of all of that crap.
Yeah, you can't have that in your life.
You can't have things hanging on you. And then you start blaming each other for what? You're really not blaming each other, but you blame the other person. It's your fault I got married. Yeah, I shouldn't have married you.
Right.
It's Danny, you were supposed to be this, but you're not that. So I'm going to warn everybody out there. Know what you're doing. Don't get caught up with the idea that, that person loves me. Yeah, they do. But really know that you got a plan to be together.
Yeah.
If you get married and the person goes, I want to live with my parents, and you go, I want to live in France, you're done right there.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah, or this is what I do for a living. The other person goes, I hate what you do for a living.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big one.
You can't do that. I don't care how much you love the person. You cannot connect.
Well, that's why I try to tell a lot of people, the world doesn't run on love.
No.
And neither do relationships.
Of course not. You can love anybody.
You can love anybody at any time.
Yeah, but
the thing that's scary is when you really love somebody and it doesn't work.
That's right. That's right.
And it's not working. And you're like, oh my, I said,
and why?
This is why you have to start asking yourself questions.
Yeah, and the nucleus, I'm telling you, the biggest problem we have.
Can't be unhappy.
The biggest problem we have as human beings, and the thing that's most innate that we should be, is selfish. You should be a little selfish.
You have to be, yeah.
It's about who you are
Yeah.
and loving yourself, but you cannot ever be in a relationship where you're selfish. Once you connect with that person, if you have a day where you wake up in the morning, it's about me. What can she do for me? What can she do for me? What can she do for me? I want to have sex. I want to do this. I want to go there. I want to travel. I want to do that. And she says, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. You're in dead. Oh, you could love each other like Elizabeth Taylor and whoever she married.
Yeah. Which one? Did she get married like 15 times?
Yeah, because she, what she used to say? I don't like being with a person and not being married. I don't want to have sex with people I'm not married to. So she got married to everybody. That was a weird kind of perspective.
Yeah, I would say it's a little weird.
It's like a Kardashian. Kardashians, the same thing. Marry everybody.
Here's what I wanted to say about them. Here's what I like about the Kardashians. Not much. But I'll tell you what
I don't know them.
I'll tell you what I do. I'll tell you what I do like about them, though. They ain't afraid to get divorced. I'll tell you that.
No, they're big on that.
They're not afraid to get divorced.
Their father was a lawyer.
Yeah.
And their other father was a transgender.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of that, like hiding around and being fake.
No.
I liked you. I married you. Now I'm going to get rid of you. Or vice versa.
That's what it was.
That's just what they believe.
I get Kim and Kanye, though, because, like, Kanye, come on, dude. Kanye's a wild dude.
He doesn't need to be married.
No.
He does good on his own.
He's a billionaire. He's doing okay.
Yeah, I think he's doing fine.
Do you like Kanye West?
I have a lot of what's the word?
Is it because
I
you
have
know
empathy for him?
Is it because you know I love Kanye West?
No, I have empathy for him as a person. Like, this goes back to who I am. I would meet people, and my family members go, this person is no good, man.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't understand where this person comes. They're coming from. That guy has a lot of pain. There's a lot of things there with his light background, his life. There's a lot there because you can see he's reaching to find, whether it's God or his philosophy or whatever he's trying for. And it's heartbreaking to watch him. If he were my son, I'd be heartbroken.
Yeah.
Because you can see, you went through things.
Yeah,
Your heart breaks for your son when he's going through something, or your daughter. People break up, they go through things, and as a parent, you're like, oh my God, this poor kid. That's how I feel about Kanye.
Yeah.
I feel like he's my son. He's like, Kanye, you're a talented guy. What are you doing, man?
Right.
What's wrong? He has a lot of deep problems. He's got mental health issues. He's got bipolars, different things that are confusing him. It's just heartbreaking to watch. When he married her, I was like, oh, dude, man, she doesn't care as much as you do. I'm telling you, she's not like that.
Right.
She's like, all right, I got married, and then tomorrow I'm going to start a makeup thing, and then we're going to go into wardrobe, and then I'm going to help the amnesty people.
Right.
They're very much like, go on to the next thing. I don't think Kanye's like, I think Kanye's like serious about, I think he feels things very deeply. So
yeah.
It's different. It's different. I watch them sometimes, the Kardashians.
Oh, yeah, I have
Their
to.
mother is like, he just throws them out there.
Oh, yeah.
And next.
Yeah.
Next.
I mean, and you want to know the thing
I don't know
is,
what they're doing.
but that's why I respect them a little bit, though, is because they acknowledge it.
Exactly. They're not dishonest.
No, they're not dishonest. I really don't think they're dishonest people. Now, they're dishonest people in terms of what they want to tell the public all the time. But they're not.
Yeah,
but
that's the business.
But that's the business.
That's the
but
business.
in terms of being, listen, this one, Chloe, the guy Tristan cheats on her every day. And in tabloids,
I'm not impressed. I'm telling you, if it was me, I'd be embarrassed. Honestly, I'm embarrassed if your mother says Brad Pitt is hot. I'm like, whoa, wait, Brad Pitt's hotter than me? I don't know how they work. Does that? A person do that?
And the one I will give
jealous.
the one I will give respect to though is Kourtney Kardashian with that guy Scott.
Okay.
Never got back with him.
Yeah.
Never got back with him.
Like
I think he does drugs and shit.
Everybody's a different sensibility, but I just wonder sometimes whether these people have real lives,
Right.
but they live this life of in the public.
Unattainable nonsense.
It's completely impossible to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get an ass like that unless someone puts it in your butt.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's what their whole lives are built on. This is how I'm going to look. This is how I'm going to be perceived.
But the thing is,
I'm going to be married. I'm not going to be married. It's hard.
And
man.
the thing that I don't understand too is, listen, if you change your nose a bunch of times, you're famous. People are going to come after your nose.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to be upset
Look
about
Michael
that?
Jackson. Look at Michael Jackson had to live with that every day. Every time he made a change, everybody's going to see it.
Yeah, but he would also be like, "No, it's ignorant. I didn't get that." And I'm like, "Dude, you're white now."
What I'm saying is, you have some celebrity status.
Okay.
Is that the real you all the time?
No.
No. So you need to tell people that. I mean, you do. But that's why what you do with your one-to-one,
The one-on-one off the cuff. Yeah.
Everybody, it's not like you're hiding anything.
No.
And some big things got to come out. Oh, LoPriore on the thing there. He has a problem with mental illness for a period of time, and he has anxiety or that. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Because you're very honest and open about it. You don't see that in a lot of people. Now, I mean, you do with Demi Lovato. All these people come out now and tell you everything about them. This week, I identify as this.
Right.
Next week, I've done this. I was with this woman, now I'm with this guy. And they say everything now.
Yeah.
I came up in a generation where, Liberace.
Yeah.
A great piano player, Liberace, entertainer. Everybody said, is he like a little gay?
Super gay.
When they would say it to him, he goes, oh, no.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of knew.
But
When he eventually died, he was, and the movie comes out about his life, everybody's like, oh my God, I loved Liberace. They hit everything.
Let me ask you this. Back in the day, when you were a kid, listen, there's a lot of cyberbullying and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Who has it harder now? Cyberbullying kids or kids back in the day?
No, kids now.
You think kids have it worse now?
That's not even close. Here's the bullying.
Well, back in the day, though, like they would actually beat you up.
Here's the bullying.
But they mentally beat you up.
Here's the thing about that. I didn't get bullied much because I had a big brother.
And you were big, too.
And I was, for some reason, people liked me. They were like, well, I beat up Danny. He's a good guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, even if he says something, I used to, like, I can embarrass you, like, in 2 seconds.
Right.
And people would be like, dude, man, I'm going to punch you in your face. I'm like, I would enjoy that. And they were like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
To this day, people that I know say, you were in high school, everybody liked you.
Yeah. You beat up one bully, and his name was Coke and Jack.
Remember
that?
I never had a problem, and I had an older brother. But here's the extent of it. Somebody pushed you. You had a fight. Next day, you were to get your friends.
Yeah, playing football and
Now,
shit.
people kill each other, man. I'm telling you, the degree of hatred and anger, even cybering, when I see the things that people say about, the only person I say stuff like that about is Donald Trump.
Right.
Because he just irks me.
Yeah.
I'll say things after I say it, I go, man, I just hate to be so hateful.
Yeah.
But just for some reason, whatever.
Okay, but we just talked about that. We talked about that the other day. And you listen, I know you're not a big Trump guy. Neither am I. But his nicknames are fantastic.
Very talented guy.
When he called Kim Jong-un Little Rocket Man, I lost it.
Well, here's the thing with Donald Trump.
That was one of the funniest things. This guy's at the United Nations.
Here's the thing about him. The same thing. I say the same thing about Hitler as I say about Donald Trump. When Hitler was a painter,
right,
he was a goofy guy. He wrote a book. Hey, he wrote Mein Kampf. He's crazy. When he got power, though, he caused a lot of problems. I used to think Donald Trump was an entertaining, goofy guy. He was on wrestling.
Yeah.
He had Michael Tyson. He had the Generals.
Yeah, he got stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania.
He was funny. He was kind of funny and goofy. He was in the movie. He was in the movie with the
Home Alone.
He's no danger.
Right.
When you start coming out and saying, "Oh, these people, we have to get some rifles and we have to start shooting or we got to go to the wall and we got to kill all the Mexicans, or Mexicans are all raped." When you start doing that, it's not funny anymore. You now become powerful. I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. He would say stuff like, the only Mexicans we get are like the rapists or whatever. Right. Paraphrasing what he would say. But then the trickle down effect is like, there's some crazy people out there who be like, we should kill all Mexicans.
There you go. It's
a trickle down effect.
You have to remember, he doesn't take anything seriously.
No.
He just believes in trending.
No, this guy called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, and I lost it.
Talk about an influencer. If he were a comedian, we would all be laughing and saying how funny he was.
Oh, yeah.
But once you become powerful and have an influence on the world,
you got to give it to him, though, because at that presidential dinner, they were all ripping him a new asshole.
And he got him.
And Obama was up there being like, "Oh yeah, you think you're going to be president, buddy?" He was like, "Wait, just wait. Just watch,
let me tell you
bitch."
something. That's the thing. I really believe it. I believe that he would never have run for president
if they didn't talk shit to him that day.
Embarrassed him really badly.
Oh yeah.
And that guy, when he wants to do something, he's going to find a way to do it. That's the credit I will give him.
Yeah,
he will find a way to do it.
This guy became the president of the United States.
I still think it was like a dream of some kind.
This dude was the president, bro.
There are movies there's a movie. There's a movie. I forget who was.
I will say Melania though probably was the hottest first lady. Evs.
She's a good-looking woman.
Who's hotter? Who was hotter? Was Jackie Kennedy hot?
No.
Come on, dude.
Come on. Melania sets out to be hot.
Yeah.
I don't think Jackie Kennedy cared.
No.
So if I go back through the first ladies, first of all, they're all usually in their 50s and 60s.
Right.
But Melania was like made up to be. She's
super hot, yeah.
She's like, she's like a Kardashian. You fix it up, you put the boobs, you do the thing.
I don't give a shit about Christmas.
God bless her.
Fucking Christmas presents and decorations.
Which is not what you'd say.
I don't fucking care.
The Lord Jesus doesn't like it.
No. The Lord Jesus wants you to set those up, Melania.
He wants you to be more loving.
Do you think he'll run again on a completely different party?
I think.
I don't think he'll run as a Republican.
If he thinks he can win, he'll run again.
You think he'll run as a Republican or just like some new Donald shit?
He might run some
new Donald shit.
Yeah, he might do that. He won't win that way. The problem that he has is he went way too far.
I'll say this:
that January 6th thing, he went a little.
Yeah,
and even that
he wanted to like sue every state and shit.
Even that I can understand is if you played it the right way and said, "Listen, guys, calm down. We know you were angry," but he didn't. He's still
right.
over. No, they didn't do anything wrong, and you can't.
Well,
do
that's
that.
his thing, though, is he had legitimate gripes, like being like, "Hey, this is the first time everything's been mailed in before."
Well, to him, it was a legitimate gripe.
Yeah, but for him to go on the news and be like, "We won Georgia big,"
That's the problem.
I'm like, dude, you didn't.
That's the problem.
And now you start coming for individual states, and they're like, "Whoa, bro, don't fuck with us on that."
Here's the problem with going over the top.
Yeah,
You have to know where to say, you know what? Okay, look at when Al Gore lost, he actually won.
yeah.
I mean, the Florida vote, he could have won. He backed right off, and he could have pushed the envelope, and he didn't.
Right.
Should he have pushed the envelope? Trump does not have an envelope. He just says, you know, what do I give a shit? I'm going to keep doing it. People either hate me or love me. Got to give him that. He doesn't say play games with you. I want you to like me.
Well, the public eye is very weird, right? So, like, George Bush, when he was the president, a lot of people hated him.
Yeah, now they love
a whole
him.
bunch. Now they're like, oh, he was just a funny old guy.
Yeah. You know why? Because George Bush, I don't think his intentions were ever to do anything wrong.
You think it was his dad?
He got played by people that were behind
Dick Cheney
him.
and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't like intent. You know, look at this.
Did you see Christian Bale play Dick Cheney?
No, he was great.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's amazing. I tell you how amazing this is, that like how people could be convinced. George Bush is the first president. George Bush is the first president to bring the Quran and put it in the White House, like, and make a big thing out of it, that he wanted to embrace the Muslim people because the Saudis were friends, you know.
Yeah.
He brought that into the White House. Brought it into the White House. And they blamed Obama for doing that. How did that happen?
Yeah.
No one ever says, well, George Bush, you know, he was in with the Muslims.
Wasn't George Bush holding hands with one of them once,
Yes,
like going for a walk?
Yes, they love it.
Yeah.
They're friends. After 9/11, he got them out of the country, the Saudis that were here.
Yeah.
He get a plane, let him get them out of here. Obama then comes along because people put a brand and a perception on him.
Still haven't seen his birth certificate. Just
And that guy, and I'll tell you this, I'll say it, whether he's a Christian or not, he's the least religious guy you're ever going to see.
Obama?
He's not a religious guy. He's a very
Wasn't
intellectual.
really cool with gays getting married too for a little bit.
Yeah, he was against that too.
Yeah.
Biden is
But
the
that's
one.
but that's the power of social media though.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people forget that Barack was just like, I don't really know about gay people getting married. And then they were like, chill. And he was like, all right, gay people get married.
Because he's a calculating guy. He knew that the black church, black people, and as a majority of people, are very anti like gay marriage.
Right.
They're traditional. They come into church because Jesus.
Yeah.
As we said earlier.
But Jesus never really had sex with anybody. Jesus might have been gay.
No, the problem was we put these things
Gay
on.
Jesus.
We put these on good or bad, and there's hardly any. There's no mention of that by Jesus. You know what Jesus mentioned the most? That rich people were screwing poor people.
Right.
That rich people got to suck it up, and if God gave you all of that, you got to share it. That's all he talked about. That was his thing. The poor, the downtrodden, the beaten. Those people need to be lifted up.
Yeah, he hung out with like hoes and shit.
The worst.
Jesus knew what he was doing.
The worst people. And they responded to him, you know why? Because he hung out with them.
Now let me ask you this.
Yeah. Jesus. Gotta say.
Do you think Jesus had sex?
Do I think he did?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you had to put money on it, you're going to say no?
If I had to put...
Because back then, like, abstinence was like an easy thing.
The reason why I say... I'll say this. I was a minister.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have sex until I was 22. And it took... It took some doing because that person that I did have the experience with was much more like, experienced than me.
Right.
And she kind of like...
She rocked your world.
She wasn't... If I said no, she wouldn't be... She didn't take no. Like, no, she said, no, this is something I want to give you. You know, she thought it was something... That was good.
Yeah, Mom's going to love this episode.
She knows it. No, she does. So I was not ready for that.
Right.
A lot of guilt. Oh my God, what did I do? So if I could have done that to 22, Jesus could do it to 33. I don't think he was that interested in that.
In sex.
I think he was if the Jesus that I understand was so far above that carnality.
Here's a hard-hitting question for you.
But he could have.
He could have. Hard-hitting question for you. Did Mary lie about an angel coming down and being like, hey, this is a baby? Or do you think that maybe she had a little run around with Joey over there?
See, that's a tough one. I'll tell you why it's tough, because I know human beings. I understand human beings. Jesus is a different story, because Jesus was, if we want to believe that he was God's,
Right.
he had that ability
To go farther.
Mary,
and
on the other
further.
hand, was a girl,
Yeah.
a regular girl.
Kind of also a lady of the night,
But
right?
No,
Was she a
no.
lady of the night?
no. Mary Magdalene was a lady.
Mary Magdalene
She
was.
was supposedly a lady of the
She
night.
was supposedly a lady of the
Of
night.
the day. In those days, it wasn't the night. It was
Right.
the day.
It was a lady of
Yeah,
all time.
There were harlots.
Yeah, harlotties.
But if you want to look at it like objectively, if this was a miracle, if this was a virgin
Yeah.
birth, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Gotta say.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty science. I
Pretty
mean,
good.
it's crazier
The
things.
the bigger miracle is Joseph believing that.
Right?
That takes a lot.
Think about how convincing you have to be.
Guess what?
A ghost came down here and said,
No.
I'm having the Son of God.
God planted the seed in me.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The angel told her, "You're
yeah,
with child.
Yeah,
and
she
God
lied.
has given you this." No, I mean,
Do you think she cucked Joseph?
no, I don't. I think it, if anything, look, anatomically or biologically,
Right.
I don't know if it's possible for it to happen. I can't
Right.
know that. I mean, now it does.
Oh yeah, they shoot.
clone.
Yeah.
They
They
can
can make a. They can make another one of me right now. if they
However
wanted.
it happened. Well, however it happened, it's funny why it happened. I think that story and that belief, again, if that belief is so confusing and maybe did more damage to faith than not, because the idea of the virgin birth is a wonderful, beautiful idea, but it also, human beings don't really catch, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They like miracles, but they don't really understand a lot of that.
Yeah.
So for you to believe that, it's very kind of odd,
Right.
difficult. Like I said again, as a male, Joseph was the guy. That guy you got to give credit to,
Yeah. That maybe he knew and just like, you know what? I don't care anyway.
unless he was involved.
Unless he was involved.
That he liked the story. It was a good story.
But
Come
yeah,
on.
why couldn't he have just impregnated her?
That's the question.
Did they have sex before?
No.
That's what they said. No, right? Somebody's lying.
Well, it was weird in those days because you had a betrothal, you had like a commitment to marry.
Yeah.
And there was a period of time that came after that, and there was, I'm sure, there was out of wedlock sex.
100%. Guys were disgusting. Back
Obviously,
then.
there was.
A
So
lot of forcing
it's
yourself.
very
upon
difficult, and I'm wondering why. I wonder why sometimes Jesus really had to be the actual physical Son of God. Was that an actual necessary part of the plan? Because wouldn't it be great if Jesus was a man who God had ordained to be this great man, that it didn't have to be a virgin birth. He just
He
became
just pulled
he's a
up. He
perfect
came
guy.
out. Yeah, and he was just a perfect being, perfect
That's
vessel.
my guy right there.
Yeah,
I guess not.
just like a perfect instrument.
I guess
of
the
God.
idea of Christianity is that there's virgin birth. And it's funny because the Messiah, when you look at Judaic, so the Messiah wasn't supposed to be a virgin birth. He
No.
was supposed to be a man who God sent to save the Jews, like Moses.
Yeah.
So where that part is the oddest part to me.
Yeah.
Why was that
It's just
a
like
necessary part of it?
You added too much there. I would,
It's like, what a great story. This guy gets born, and instead of being like every other little punk kid, every problem kid, and every kid is kid perfect.
I'm the instrument and son of God on earth in the human form.
It's a very deep spiritual thing, but you don't find that in any other religion, really.
No, you
I mean,
don't.
Muhammad doesn't claim to be like the son of God or anything. He just
No.
was a guy who's got pissed off that the Christian, they were abusing
Right.
these people and decided Islam was going to be
Right.
It's going to create this another religion. So it's kind of it's amazing.
That question has kept me up at night.
Hey, if I get to talk to God and I ask him, and he goes, "Yeah, no, that's what we did," I would be.
I'll be
That's
honest with
amazing.
you. There's more reasons why I want heaven to be real, but that would be the first thing I ask him. I'd be like, "Hey, dude, whose baby is that?"
No.
That's the first thing
No,
I'm gonna ask God.
There was a
You
woman.
know?
There was a woman.
St. Peter, I'll be like, "Hey, man, what's up? Am I in? Cool. Where's God? Hey, God, whose baby is that?
There was a
Tell
woman,
me right now."
There was a woman. I forget who it was. I don't know. Quote someone who quote it was very funny. She was a very funny person, and she goes, "As a woman, when I go to heaven, and I see Eve, I'm going to go up to her and slap the shit out of her. She goes, I'm sorry. Why did you have to do this? You got us all looking bad. They've been blaming us for everything since then. Men have been abusing us because you
just had to eat that apple.
Blame the woman.
Now, I always, for some reason, is the snake a phallic symbol?
You think?
I don't know. It's like,
No,
hey,
because
eat this.
Snakes are perceived
Scumbags,
in Israel as not evil, but as low, low to the ground,
right?
Sneaky.
But they eat their own
Get
kids.
these bad connotations to things.
All right. Yeah. What did that? What
I mean,
did
look
a
at
snake?
left-handed.
What did a snake
Look
do to
at
anybody?
Snakes.
Back then,
That's why they eat bad shit. They eat bad rodents and stuff.
yeah, they take care of pests.
Yeah. Well, it's serpent.
Serpent is a way scarier word for
It's a
snake.
different thing.
If I hear serpent, I'm like, this thing worships the devil. If I hear snake, I'm like, all right, it'll eat some mice.
As the story goes, that Satan was an angel.
Mm-hmm.
The Satan, Lucifer, was the angel of light, and he didn't like being like second. He wanted to be powerful, more powerful.
Satan.
That's
right.
The Bible story, the Bible tale.
But like, Satan was kind of like God's number two.
Yeah, well,
he was kind of like his
light.
He
was the angel of light and truth.
If
and
God was Tony,
he was Paulie Walnuts.
Satan was Paulie Walnuts, or more like Silvio.
Silvio.
He was his consigliere.
Yeah, and then he turns on him. He turns on God because he says,
rat bastard.
Why, are you controlling everything? I want to have some control. And if the idea of God is goodness, why would you go against goodness?
Right.
Because you want to do some bad shit. You're looking to do bad. Like a kid that goes out to do stuff and he doesn't want his parents to know. That's the whole idea of good and evil. You're good. You're born good. You're in good. You're goodness. Why do you want to go off that way?
You got to give it to Satan a little bit, though, because he started his own thing.
He did. And
started his own club.
It's proven successful.
Yeah, he started his own club.
Very successful.
Some people would say the devil is probably more prominent.
He's the prince of the earth.
Yes.
That's what he is.
He's more prominent on earth.
He's the prince of the earth.
Than God is.
And this is why God, notice that God did not himself hang out.
Yeah.
He sent a human form to fight Satan because he wanted to prove that a human could fight evil.
Right.
And not succumb.
That a human could be a
another
super
great
guy.
idea. To me,
it's
a great
beautiful.
thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Well, it keeps you, when you wake up in the morning and you can do evil and you choose to do good, that's conquering evil.
You ever be driving and just be like, I could just take this car and put it in the front of this one and just ruin everyone's day?
Yeah. Well, no, but what I do say, see this guy over here? I kind of had it with this guy.
Yeah, I could beat him to a bloody mess now.
Why do I just let this guy do this? Because I'm justified. I'm like a justifier.
I can justify anything I've ever done in my life.
Someone that's an idiot.
Right.
I justify it. Doing bad things myself, I can never justify.
Yeah, those are the toughest ones.
I'll say this. It's funny, people.
I can almost justify.
When you call me tonight, I was thinking about something, and I was thinking about being married. We were talking about something, but in my brain, I was like, what are the things that I would tell someone that was young who wanted to know, like, how do I keep straight in this world? I was like, do not abuse drugs, alcohol. Don't abuse anything that can hurt you. Do not cheat. First on anybody, but on your person that you love, because it will destroy your respect for yourself when you cheat.
Yeah.
Not because it's like horrible, you like a horrible thing, but when you do something that you can't straight up say, listen, I want to choose this person, and you cheat. Like I've had experience in my life with infidelities, where you on the person.
Right.
Destructive. To the best person in the world. David in the Bible was like that. Everything good. Good guy, good king. God loved him. Blah, blah, blah. He couldn't just have the wives he had. He had to have this other wife.
Have the fuck around, yeah.
Yeah, and the warning was, once you then become deceitful and unfaithful to something that you believe is true, you lose respect for yourself.
Kind of rot yourself out.
But you can justify.
Yeah.
Oh, the reason I did it, she did that. The reason I did it, that. So this is my warning to people like on the platform.
No,
as long as we start over with Jesus and doing good.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the best thing in the world for you if you do not abuse material things, whether it's money or drugs. Don't abuse them.
It's jewelry.
Use them right. Use them right, and then do not abuse your relationship with your parents, anybody.
Yeah.
Where you're gonna hurt them. You know when we lie when we're little kids? You kids lie. You lie to get out of trouble.
Oh, come on. I never
No, you lie to get out of trouble.
Yeah.
And this is
You
the
don't
thing.
lie to hurt people's feelings.
This is the thing when you're talking about the therapy. What's the name of the
BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. You know why that's so great? Because that, unfortunately, has become the substitute for the relationship we're supposed to have with people we love.
Yes, human interaction
You
is
should
at
be
all-time low.
You should be able to, as a 4-year-old kid, say, "Dad, Mom, I did this, or I feel this, I'm thinking this." But we don't. Even from the youngest age, we go, "I'm hiding that. I don't tell nobody that. I did something wrong. I'm hiding it."
A lot of that comes from the Bible, though, too, though.
It does.
The Bible
It
can
does.
turn you into a lying little shit.
It does, because that's what religion has done to what should be faith. Faith is supposed to be positive. It's
Right.
not supposed to be, you're going to hell. That's once you start dictating that to people. If you do that, if you're gay, if you're that, you're not right.
Right.
Once you start doing that, it's gone.
Well, that's what I feel.
Love is gone.
I feel about the Bible. I mean, you've always had Bibles in the house. I've read the Bible. I think maybe twice, almost.
There you go.
Well, no,
It's a little convoluted though,
no, it's all over the
because
place.
it's who's translated.
No,
it,
because
how it's translated.
yeah. I think, a couple things need to be updated in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like a man should not lie with another man. This is the word of the Lord. Is a little, gay stuff. Why don't they just put it in red writing and say the word, the word of the Lord is always in red.
Yes. Well,
just-
what Jesus said. Was
Jesus said was always in red, and just to have it to say, no, gay people are cool.
See,
Let's just put that in there, and you know what they should get? The Constitution makes no fucking sense. Why are we going to go off a piece of paper that was written 200 years ago by all white dudes?
yeah,
Nah.
it's very convenient.
Yeah, but why is it so prominent now?
Well, here's a good one. John Hancock was among the successful white men of the time.
Right.
Property owners.
Yeah.
All of these guys were the Constitutional Convention. There were no poor guys on the Constitutional Convention.
No,
They
they're
were
no
all successful
homeless
white
people.
guys. When they got the vote and all that, it wasn't for poor people. It
Right.
wasn't for struggling people. It wasn't for the Indians. It wasn't for the blacks. John Hancock had a ship. The British were overtax. They saw success, and they go, let's tax these Americans more. There are colonies. We're going to start taxing them more. So a bottle of Pellegrino that was $1 is now $2.
Yeah.
And the people are like, whoa a minute. You didn't put anything in this bottle. You didn't do the bottle. You didn't make the bottle. You didn't do anything.
Well, America was getting crushed on tea.
Tea was a very big thing.
Getting crushed.
That's when coffee became more important in this country after that.
Yes.
Because the British loved the tea, and they taxed the tea. But they did this. They went in and got John Hancock, caught him with one of his boats with wine, imported wine. And he didn't want to pay the tax on it. John Hancock, remember, big signature?
Tax evader.
He evaded the tax. They came in and they grabbed all of his stuff. Well, he bitched a fit.
Yeah.
He fitted out, and everybody got pissed, and they started rioting. What was that about? It was about,
Scarol.
yeah, and all of these men. I mean, there were purists like John Adams. He wanted freedom. He wanted to see. They were anti-slavery. John Adams in Massachusetts and those colonies.
Josiah Bartlett.
They believed in real freedom. But Jefferson, Virginia, slaves. Washington, slaves. All those people, slaves. Franklin, anti-slavery because Pennsylvania. And
Also,
do you know Pennsylvania?
liked black women.
Who, Franklin?
Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, he liked everybody.
He liked
all the
everybody.
women.
He
But
liked
people
everything.
don't realize it. In 1780, they banned slavery in Pennsylvania. The Quakers were anti-slavery. So for the rest of the country to say, oh, in those days everybody had slaves, it's not true. They knew slavery was wrong, but it was economically.
Talk to them.
It was economically very big. Where were you going to get labor?
Not a lot of people know that though.
They know. They don't know it.
They don't. Not now. They don't.
But the whole basis for our economy at the time was cotton and tobacco. Who picked it?
Yeah.
Free labor.
Yep. Slaves.
They told the people in the South, you can't have free labor, no, we got to pay people. Are you kidding? We're doing great here. What do we want to pay people for? We go over to Africa, we get people.
Yeah.
That was the problem. It's always money. Same thing with India. They went across the country. These businessmen went across the country to break out. And they get rid of all the Indians. We don't need them.
Do you ever have a moment where you sit back and you think about American history and you go, this place had slaves once?
Yeah, not only they had slaves.
And then they want to say it was the times.
No, it's not the times. And just be honest. It was economically the thing to
Yeah.
do.
You stole people and made them work for free.
Once the religious people in the North started saying, well, we can't have that. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Even Lincoln wasn't anti-slavery. He got pushed. They told him, come on, we can't have it. The point
That's a big misconception too.
Yeah. The point I'm making is that everything works on a dollar.
Yes.
It's all for money. Everything's
All goes
for money.
around it.
It all comes. So you have to be honest. Then say we didn't treat people right.
Yeah,
We killed Indians. We did, and black males who had no pride anymore after they were slaves. They lost that pride in who they were, and then they were thrown out into the world, and they couldn't get jobs. It was hard for them. There was racism. The women could still be servants. They felt like, I can do that.
Right.
I can be servants. Let me still go. And black women
Where else are they supposed to go?
always worked, but the black
They're
male
living in fear every day.
Yeah, and the black male never had a problem and never had a chance in that way. And it takes a lot to overcome all of those things. The same thing has happened to Italians when they came here,
Right.
to Irish. The only difference is you can hide when you're white.
Yeah, you can hide a little bit.
You're black, it's always that perception. And that's what racism is. It's to get one group of people and single them out. It could be Jews, it could be
Right.
That's where we as a country are a great country, but we still won't tell the truth about some things.
I think that's about as true as it gets.
Yeah, we all do it.
Yeah.
Human beings, we all. I'll tell the truth, but
I'll give you a little bit. I can't give you.
I still
I can't
cheat
give
on my
you
taxes.
Yeah. You know.
That's just the way it goes.
Call me out.
That's the way people are.
No, that's the thing. That's
Humans
that's the scary part about.
And that's why fatherhood. You were talking about.
No, that's why fatherhood though. It's another thing. Is going into it. History has been rewritten so many times, right?
Writing it.
The victors, but now I think it's a little bit different from the story, like from the values that we're going to teach our children, right? There's going to be some things that remain the same because on a biological level, parents and children still have that. This is my dad. This is my mom. I will cling to them. They feed me. They do all this stuff. Yeah. But
yeah, we've kind of given up
textbooks and
responsibility.
stuff.
We give responsibility up for all of our responsibilities.
What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Parents give up the responsibility for the kids too early. They let them go to other people. They let other people influence them. What
do you mean? Like,
it's very difficult to control your children the way you did 100 years ago.
right. Especially
on
with
a
like the
farm,
internet
you
and shit.
control the kid.
Yeah.
If they ran away from home, every once in a while, one of them ran away to the city to go to Broadway or wherever they
Yeah.
went.
And then they came back with like,
Or they didn't
horse.
or they went to college or whatever. It's a different world. This world, because of social media, because of influences, you could raise the nicest little kid. He goes to school, he meets some little asshole, who's got a bad attitude. His parents don't watch him, and then the kids are all messed up.
Yeah.
If you raise them without parents, let's say you're in the inner city, very hard lifestyle. So you put kids out on the street, they got to defend themselves.
And take care of it.
That's why you have gangs. That's why.
And take care of each other.
Yeah. So what do? You have to do what you have to do in that environment. And people go, well, it's wrong. Don't they know it's wrong? Yeah, of course they know it's wrong. A kid that's gangbanging knows it's wrong, but he has to survive. If you live in suburbs, white suburbs, they survive their way. Everybody's got.
And that's
survive.
the other thing too. It's like you don't think these gang kids have PTSD from killing people or doing all these horrible things? Of course.
I think they have
PTSD from everything.
just life. Because life, my father grew up in a very hard place in Italy.
Yeah.
When he was a little kid.
Kill somebody.
War. It was all kinds of shit going on there. Of course, you're going to grow up with an attitude. You're going to grow up rough. My father was tough. He mellowed. Once you're successful, you find a little bit of religion, you find a good family, your wife loves you.
You can cool off a little bit.
Yeah, you can definitely change. You can evolve. But it's very difficult when you live in the hard. I don't care. The inner city is not just about money. It's about hard living, hardcore living. Your dad's not there. Your mom's in trouble. Your mom goes there. Your mom has baby out of wedlock. Then the grandmother gets involved. Then you put the kid over here and the kid's over there. Then he goes in the street and his best friends are helping him out. Hey, here, take this gun. Take this gun. If we need to protect.
And their parents did the same shit.
In that environment.
Right.
Once you're out of the environment and succeed, you pull your kids out.
Right.
Every race has done that. Every race has shown that they can achieve. It's not impossible.
Right.
The great.
It's just that at the rate, the success rate is different for different races.
It is because of racism.
Yes.
It is. I mean, if you look at Jews in this country, they're very successful because they were allowed some ability to go out and be successful.
Right.
But when Russia, they wouldn't allow them that. When they were in Russia, they used to come in and squash a whole community, kill everybody.
Yeah.
Germany, look what they did to people. They were successful Jewish people in Germany. They resented them, so Hitler, let's kill them all. Let's kill all these people. Oh, it didn't happen. Of course it happened. Because they were so racist against this successful group of people. In this country, it was a little better. But there's still anti-Semitism here.
Oh,
you
yeah.
still hear people, the Jewish people, they control all this, and the bank, and the bullshit.
Yeah.
They say it's always going to be there. And every group of people has to persist with something, has to get something. But you notice that some people we make heroes out of. Sopranos, everybody loves the Sopranos. Gangsters.
Yeah.
They're Italians. But they're
Horrible.
Italian. We like Italians.
We like
But
Italians.
they-
Yeah, Italians
come
are
on.
cool.
That's not that bad. They could do that. You don't hear that anti-Italian.
Did you feel that the Sopranos were a bad representation of Italians?
No, because they were a representation of gangster Italians.
Yeah, I never got that argument. It's like bad representation
No, it's
of
not.
Italian Americans.
It's
I was like, yeah,
it's a story.
of the ones that are doing it.
No, it's reality. Those come from real stories in New Jersey. That's a real
Yeah, dude.
thing.
You can see, clipping what's his face outside of Sparks.
I mean, the problem with it is that why aren't there movies made in nice Italians? Because they're not interesting.
Yeah, nice people aren't
The
entertaining.
guy went to school. He became a doctor. He's a doctor now. Okay. It's not. It's entertainment.
Right.
Unfortunately, entertainment comes with violence. Comes with all the sex.
Somebody's got to
Thing.
die every once in a while.
It's entertainment. But if you look at the Bible, how many bad stories?
Yeah, it's
about
the
bad
Bible's
things in the
pretty
Bible.
entertaining. People getting eaten by lions and
There's
shit.
some bad people in the Bible.
Hell yeah.
Even the good people did bad things.
Look at God and Job.
There you go. So you can't look. I understand
That story is
I understand.
terrible.
What is God and Job?
Oh, the
Yeah,
book of Job is rough.
yeah, because it's real. It's real life.
But just like prove a point though.
It's,
They just be like,
well, yeah, that's
you
the
know what I
story.
mean?
That's
And then
the
he's just like, you see, Satan, he still likes
sort
me.
of like an like an allegorical story.
Right.
But it's the way. Look at my
Of
father.
course.
My father's greatest fear was he was gonna die young.
Yeah, mine too.
That was his
That's
greatest
my
fear.
biggest.
And then everything was gonna fall apart. Guess what happened? Your greatest fear will come true if you're psychologically sucked into that. And so everybody goes through this, and then
You can manifest death. You can manifest
success. If you
as much, just as much.
the greatest families, the successful, wonderful are families that determine, you know what, we're going to work hard to love each other, not be selfish, not abuse our children, not abuse each other, stay faithful. It happens. It just doesn't happen often enough anymore because it's hard.
Right.
It's a hard world, man. It's a hard world. We say it all the time. Me and my mom, we've gone through the 60s. There was Vietnam. There was the 60s. There was
Kennedy
the
getting
protests.
his fucking head
Kennedy
blown
shot.
off.
You see this stuff as a kid, and you're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff's going on. Then 9/11. We thought, well, we're through it all. 9/11. Boom. Now we get COVID.
I wanted to ask you a question
And
about
we're lucky. We live in
about
a good
Kennedy. I wanted to ask you a question about Kennedy. One shooter or multiple shooters?
I think multiple planners.
You think there were just a couple people there at the same time that just wanted to shoot him?
No, I think there were people planning that were around Oswald. Like, you know, here's we to get you the gun.
A couple
And then
groups.
This is what you should
And
get.
then if you miss, maybe Tony
I don't even think he thought there were other people. I think
Grassy
there might have been backups.
Yeah, Grassy No Tony over
Yeah,
there.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if there were backup.
That's what I'm saying.
You know the reason I say that is because when it happened, they went after him
yeah.
and they had to get him.
They had to get one.
They couldn't say, "Oh, let's go look for 5 other people."
That's you couldn't.
There were people there that saw it. That said, "Dude, why aren't you looking for that guy?"
There was a guy that was on the grassy knoll. As soon as he hit the ground, he was like, I don't know, some dude had an umbrella
Yeah,
gun
it's
or
kind
some
of
shit over here.
It's sort of obvious that other people were around that.
Had to. No,
It's too much.
one person just takes a shot at
You know
the
how I know
prez?
that? I know how to know that because Lincoln, guy shoots him very much like Oswald. Shoots him in the head. An actor, he's an actor. I mean, he went from a theater to a barn. Oswald went from a warehouse, barn to a theater.
Yeah.
You know that?
I never thought about that.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Kennedy's secretary was Lincoln. Lincoln's Kennedy was Kennedy.
That's
There's
weird.
There's a bunch of them. It's weird. It's really weird.
It's really weird.
Got him in the head. A lot of stuff. There's a lot of coincidences. The point is that Everywhere. When it happened with
Yeah, that's strange. I never really thought about
happened
that.
with John Wilkes Booth. They tracked him. They found him. There were accomplices. It was obvious.
Yeah. When I went to D.C., I walked obviously by the theater that he got shot, and I had to stop in front of him and go, Abraham Lincoln got shot in his head here.
Yeah, died across the street.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Here's even something even more crazy.
That you could walk where a president got his head shot.
Here's the craziest thing about this country that people don't realize. Why are we so violent?
Yeah.
And if you look at the Bible says you live by the gun, you die by the gun. How did the country start? Revolution. We didn't just, let's convince them and go, we'll protest.
Right.
We're going to protest until the English give in. No. We got to get guns. We're going to shoot them and get them out of here. They came to get us. We have to get guns.
Yeah, but we finessed.
How did
we
deal with
finessed England real good, though.
Yeah, but it
We're like, hey, we'll go there, like, check it out for you.
Yeah, but we wound up with shooting.
Yeah.
And then we learned the guerrilla warfare from the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
We had to deal with the Indians. What did we do? We didn't peacefully talk to them and give them a nice.
No.
We made treaties. We broke them, and then we shot them until they couldn't stand it anymore.
Give them smallpox,
they're going to kill us all. They said. After a while, they had to give up. Guns. We love guns. Nobody loves guns more than this country.
Yeah, big guns.
Listen to this. We're the free America. We elect a guy. How many presidents have been assassinated? Like 1 out of every 7.
Right. Reagan got clipped.
He didn't die.
No, he didn't die, but he got clipped.
Garfield dead. McKinley. Kennedy.
Which one
Lincoln.
of them died in the bathtub?
Oh, I don't know.
One of them got
Taft?
stuck in. I think Garfield got stuck in the bathtub.
I think Taft got stuck in a bathtub.
Taft.
Big guy. But if you look at the assassinations, how many have we had for a country that's supposed
Who
to
killed Garfield?
Garfield was killed by a dissident of some kind. I think one a Puerto Rican guy tried to kill Cuba. There's a bunch of other. But if you look them up, look at all the assassinations.
Yeah.
That's a lot of assassinations for 45 presidents.
Yeah, there hasn't been that many. If you think about how old this country is, hasn't been a lot of presidents.
No, there's 46 presidents now, right? 45, 46. Out of all of those 46, I think there's 5 that were assassinated and killed.
4 sitting presidents have been killed.
All right, out of 46.
Abraham Lincoln, obviously, by John Wilkes Booth. Garfield by Charles something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, McKinley and Lincoln.
I'll go to the backup phone.
And Lincoln. Can you imagine in this country, which is supposed to be, it's a land of peace and love and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? We shoot people. Martin Luther King, shot him dead. Bobby Kennedy, shot him dead.
Did
How many others?
William McKinley?
McKinley, Garfield.
All right. So these are all the presidents that have been shot. And then obviously
How many been
killed.
shot? 10?
McKinley was murdered.
10 killed.
Abraham Lincoln, obviously murdered. Garfield, murdered.
Kennedy.
Kennedy, murdered. Teddy Roosevelt was shot
But not killed.
by a saloon keeper named John Schrank. John Schrank tried to kill Teddy.
He shrank.
And then Franklin D. Roosevelt, unsuccessful assassination attempts, giving campaign speech.
Yep. Ford with the Manson girl.
Ronald Reagan, he was just waving, and they pulled up and shot him.
Well, that was the Chapman, that guy.
Yeah. Did they ever find out why he tried to kill Ronald Reagan?
I don't remember what that was. I think he just wanted to be famous. But that was Lenin too.
Yeah. Andrew Jackson.
Well, he had a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
People hated him.
Gerald Ford, they tried to clip him too.
Squeaky Fromm. What was her name? The Manson girl tried to shoot him.
Truman?
Truman, yeah. Puerto Rican guy, I think.
Truman, yeah. Oh, Collazo. Oh, Jesus.
Right? Was it a Puerto Rican assassin for something?
Collazo was convicted and sentenced to death.
Yeah. Puerto Rico?
The president was under heavy guard at the time, and Torresola was killed?
Yeah, they killed him. They killed him?
Damn, dude. This is crazy.
This is the
I
United
never really
States.
thought about this.
This is the United States. Why? And guns. Guns. No bombs. No things. Guns. Everybody loves guns. Yeah, guns. Everybody loves. It's fun.
McKinley was greeting visitors at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Stepped out of the crowd, drew a gun, and shot McKinley twice in the abdomen at point blank range.
There you go.
He lived another 8 days.
Huey Long, senator in Louisiana, shot. Kennedy, shot dead. Martin Luther King, shot dead.
RFK?
RFK, shot dead.
Both of them.
Martin Luther King, shot dead. Guns. All guns. and we wonder why we have a problem with guns. Everybody loves guns here. Even nice people love guns. Oh, I like to shoot the guns. It's a thing.
There have been recorded attempts on the lives of most presidents in the modern era, including George W. Bush, Barack Obama,
Yeah,
and Donald Trump.
yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
That's another thing I think about too, though. When they do those speeches,
Oh,
and you just know that there's 400 dudes just scanning around, just ready to blow someone's head
but
off.
I still think that, I mean, if you really want to find a way to kill a president, there's a way to do it.
Oh,
There's some skullduggery there, and people find a way. When they're crazy, they find a way to do it. Now it's much harder to do
Yeah.
because they don't let the president hang out and open it as much. But listen to the type of country we are. All of these shootings.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be a good country.
Right.
America, people, we elect them and then we're happy.
That's crazy. I didn't know that many people were shot at.
Yeah, they shoot everybody. There were others.
Yeah, I'm sure that you don't even know about, probably.
And then we get on the gangster side.
Right.
It's been going on forever.
Jimmy
Wyatt
Hoffa,
Earp, starting with Wyatt Earp and those guys. There were gangs. There were like cowboy gangs and other gangs.
Jesse James.
Everybody shot it. Everybody.
Did you like that Jesse James movie with Brad Pitt?
It was all right.
It was okay. But apparently that guy thought he was going to be cool to like shoot Jesse James, and they were like, dude, we want to kill you.
At the time, it was a reward.
Yeah.
He was a friend of his. He's like,
Yeah, he shot him
I
in
can
and shot him
flunk
in
the
the
guy.
back.
He doesn't have a gun. I can shoot him and make money. Jesse
That's
James
crazy.
was a bad boy.
Bad boy.
He had his reasons, but he was a bad boy.
That's another
Very
thing.
bad.
I think that we forget about that part of American history a lot because we're stuck in a lot of, obviously, slavery is obviously very
Yeah,
prominent.
we relate to that.
No, you know what I'm saying? So there's that, and then obviously there's modern with racial divide, social injustice right now. People forget that the Wild Wild West was a real thing.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
That shit is crazy.
That is open carry.
Just go into saloons and go, bah, 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 bah.
You see in Texas yesterday? They're like all out shooting. Everybody shooting each other. Something was going on.
It's crazy.
Big barbecue or something. Started shooting each
Bah, 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 bah.
It's availability too. But that was big time.
Imagine being so good at being a piece of shit in the West that we still talk about you to this day.
Yeah, it's legend. And it's glorified.
The legend of Jesse James.
What's more glorified than the Wild West? War is glorified, obviously.
Yeah.
People killing each other in war.
Badasses are glorified.
Unless you've been in war, like people I know that have been in war, they go, it ain't glorious. It sucks. It's horrible. It's really bad.
Yeah.
So to glorify it, you want to glorify it? You can. I just see there's got to be some other way. We start to figure shit out.
I think though in entertainment, if it's done the right way,
That's different.
it's different. Like Saving Private Ryan, they had a thing with a whole lot of while they were still alive. They were saying that was the closest I've ever seen to actually what really happened.
that was done like Spielberg did that for
That movie's terrifying.
He did the same thing for the Holocaust with
Schindler's List.
That was a historical.
I can't even get through that movie.
That's a historical work that's meant to warn us how bad it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Saving Private Ryan was horrible. The way these guys had to go through. Still, where you got to go through.
And now you can
chopped
go
up.
you can go lay out on the beach in Normandy.
Yeah. Well, this world's weird. It's
Isn't
weird.
Isn't it
We
weird?
hated the Japanese. Now they're one of our best friends.
That's another thing.
And you know why? The Japanese have a thing. If you're defeated by someone, you honor them.
Yeah.
That's what they believe. So they have a constitution that doesn't allow for them to make war. Because after World War II, they were so devastated, they said they learned their lesson.
Dude, they have things, if you dishonor them, you cut their head off.
Yeah, they're not violent people, though.
No.
I don't think as a culture, they're not violent. You don't think the Chinese are very violent either.
Pearl Harbor, real thing.
I guess so, yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I was alive for the real, besides the Civil War. Because Pearl Harbor, obviously that's an attack on a U.S. soil, but it's not the mainland.
No. It was well, it wasn't even Pearl Harbor wasn't even a state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
No, it might have been.
No, I think later on.
So,
it was a territory.
a territory.
I think.
So now, if you think about it,
It's bad that I don't know.
we had This is where America's smart. We're going to fight, but we're going to do it at your house.
That's what's always been.
How do we get out of that?
Because we have 2 oceans that surround us. We're lucky. Look at Europe. They have a war there. Everybody got to get in.
Everybody's in it.
Yeah, where are you going to go? You got no place to go. Same thing with Southeast Asia and places like that. You got no place to go. America's got all of this ocean, all of the other ocean. How do you get here? How do you have by the time
Before you get
in,
intercepted. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's almost
Rocket man,
perfectly-
little rocket boy.
It's almost perfectly placed. Thank God Canada and Mexico are not our enemies. Because we'd be at war all the time.
Yeah. That's the craziest thing is that we've been very lucky with that. Besides the Civil War, that we were going to be like, hey,
Well,
we're going to kick your ass, but we're going to come over there first.
America, for all the things it does wrong, it supports Canada. It's always supported Canada. I mean, we trade with them. Mexico, too. We've always supported. I mean, we stole the country, so might as well support them.
Yeah.
We stole Texas. Might as well support them.
It's the whole bottom half of
took all of them.
California.
Go look at a
You guys
map.
got gold here?
Go and get a chance. Ever look at a map of 1750 or whatever. Mexico went all the way up to Oklahoma.
I know.
Somehow, little by little.
I still like to see things.
California was Mexico.
Well, that's the thing is I still like to see things with Native American names, like towns and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that's cool. You know what I mean? That they still have those.
They were here first.
They were here first.
You wonder sometimes, wouldn't it have been great if we had come over and then we worked, just like you join a group and then we blended in and everything.
Start being friends. But no, we got to give them smallpox blankets.
Well, you know what it was? The natives here, they were very undeveloped in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Undeveloped, culturally in certain
But weren't
ways.
they down the trade and shit though? Like,
they had amazing society.
I'm sure they had some people on their side were crazy
an
and wanted to
amazing
kill everybody.
society, but it wasn't about this. Owning land, and it wasn't about that. It was a culture clash. They believed using the land and then leaving the land.
Right.
Use the animal, don't kill them all. They were even buffalo. They use the hide, they use the buffalo, they use the thing, they use the teeth, they used everything.
All right.
The Americans came in, we want the coats. So they killed the buffalo and left it there. And the Indians are like, what kind of people are these people?
Right.
What's the matter with the rest of the buffalo? Why would you kill a buffalo just for the skin? What about the meat? We didn't care. We want to make hats.
Also back in the day though too, the thing that really pissed me off the most was be like, hey, all right, we're gonna set sail for America. 1/3 of us are gonna die though.
Yeah, that took guts.
I'm like, yeah,
That's a lot of guts, man.
You gotta think about that.
And they were desperate.
You gotta get on a boat, and then odds are you're gonna get like shingles and fucking die. I don't want to do that. I'll stay right here in England.
A lot of the English people that came
Stay here in Spain.
They were under pressure there. They had no money. They were religious.
Well, that's after.
Persecution.
This is after the Roman Empire fell, though, right?
Oh, way after.
So like,
Way after that.
So now the Roman Empire falls, right?
Yeah.
What do all the Italians do after that?
They became Italian. Because Rome wasn't
That's
Italian.
true. That's
Rome
true.
was not Italian.
Yeah, they were just Romans.
Roman was a whole different world. The church then became predominant
Predominant.
in Italy, what Italy is.
Yeah.
The Roman Empire was England, Spain, all of that was Roman, all the way to Israel. The Roman Empire was vast. And then they couldn't hold it all.
Right.
Rebellions, people, you can't hold it all.
No.
It's just like the English, when English owned everything, you can't hold it all.
Yeah.
How do you hold all of those places? Africa, they had places in the English, Australia, Canada, the English Empire, the British Empire. How do you hold that? You can't hold it.
No.
After a while, Canada's going to say, nah.
No. You can come over here and try and get it. It's going to be tough.
Look at France, owned half of Africa, South America.
Yeah.
All in Canada, that was France, the English clash.
Yeah.
But all those European countries that had the colonization of the world, Belgium, Portugal, the Netherlands, they all owned they colonized. They went in and took the countries away from the black people in Africa.
Yeah.
Made Rhodesia and Belgium, all the Belgian Congo. After a while, you can't hold it anymore. The people started rebelling. It took a long time. South Africa didn't go till when? That country was 10 or 12% white, and the rest was black, and they control the country.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Because they went in with, why? That's what they did. They went into a country and they took over the country. Vietnam was French. The Vietnamese saw the American, they used the American Revolution as a model for rebelling against the French. And then the communists went in. They stuck their nose in it. So everybody has their ownership. America has never really colonized. we politically go into other countries and we want to influence. But we've never been land grabbers. We don't go into South America and take over
and
countries.
just start like
Yeah,
little
Russia
little
did.
America.
Yeah, like Russia did. They after the war, they went and took over Hungary, Czechoslovakia, all of these countries they won in the war. They never gave them back. We went and established in Germany, but we gave the German people back their country. We gave Japan back their country. We could have kept it.
Right.
Japan is going to be a state now. We're going to make it. We didn't do that.
The state of Japan. That'd be so crazy.
As much as I criticize, the United States has always been benevolent when it came to that. We don't want other people's stuff, but our internal problems are still there.
Yeah.
The fact that we don't give everybody the same benefits was where we could, because the top group has all the money.
Well, that's the only
It was
thing.
never meant to be
That's
that
the
way.
only thing I don't understand is, all right, so like every once in a while in wrestling, right? I'm
Wrestling.
gonna professional wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, a new commissioner would come and say, "I'm stripping all the championships off the champions.
We'll start it again.
And we'll start it again."
Yeah, it's good for entertainment, isn't it?
It's good for entertainment. Why can't we do that just a little bit every once in a while? Like just like an American onion.
Here.
Yeah, just turn America into an onion.
Well, they did.
How?
The last time they did it, it had been done since, but the last time they did it, Eisenhower was the president and Republican after the war. He saw that the big corporations were taking over everything. He said, you know what? These guys are taking everything. The oil companies, telephone companies, all this. Let's tax them 90%. Let's tax all the richest people 90%. Everything above a certain amount, tax 90%.
I didn't know Eisenhower did that.
Yeah. That was the highest tax rate we had with the Republican. Was
How come nobody tried to kill him? Sure they did.
Because it was good for America.
Yeah.
We built roads, we built bridges, everything that was built in this country was built during the 50s. We built everything. You know, this part. The early part was during the early part of the century. We built everything.
Right.
But Eisenhower years, that was the highest tax. And then Kennedy went down a little bit, then it went down again, and then corporations started becoming powerful, putting people in Congress, lobbying the Congress.
Well, the Big Four.
The Big Four: tobacco, oil, steel, all of these big major corporations. Then tech now. Look at tech. They control everything.
Mark Zuckerberg runs the world.
He goes before Congress and they go, oh, you can't crush this guy. The guy's multi-billion dollar.
He's like, I don't think I could really answer that.
I'll try to moderate it a little bit. Let's smack people around a little. But they own tech runs the world.
Yep.
You know, technology runs everything. Now we're just going to find out. It's going to kick us in the ass. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. Look at all the hacking.
Yep.
This crew now hacking $70 billion they want. See this?
Oh, for the names and all that shit.
They hacked all these things.
Yeah.
They want $70 billion as a ransom in Bitcoin.
And guess what? They're going to get it.
If they don't get it, they're going to have to find out how to get them. We're going to have to hire a crew of the smartest
criminals.
Post-hacker. Exactly.
Criminals.
Like the guy, like Leonardo DiCaprio's character there in Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. I'm
Let's
telling
put
you,
this guy to work.
if these guys want to get any better, and I'm sure they're doing this, go get out of jail, like Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
You want all those people? Get yourself a Suicide Squad of hackers.
The dirty dozen of
the
hackers.
Dirty Dozen.
They
The
have
Hateful
to.
Eight of these ones.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have them already started.
And just exonerate the shit out of them.
Yeah,
if they get you $70 billion back,
Get it back.
you know what $70 billion could do to just to the economy and building things?
They're hitting everything. They're hitting any company they can stop.
And what the fuck is even Bitcoin anyway?
Bitcoin's just it's
Made
like
up
gold.
it made up bullshit.
Well, it's like gold.
But gold is I could hold it.
Yeah, that's true.
I could hold it. Look, I'm wearing. I
But
can
it's
weigh
investment.
it. I could weigh this.
But it's investment. It's like a lot of people put their money in it.
I think
Like
it's
I got $37 worth of Bitcoin just to see what it was like.
right.
And it went up to $60. So that's money. That's actual money
if
you put in there.
But if you think about it, right? It's like I get that it's like a stock, but the thing is being
It's
like
just the basis.
it's just a basis of a stock though.
it's a
So it's a
currency.
currency.
Yeah. That's
So
what it
now
is.
we're out here creating currencies.
Well, what is paper money?
Nothing.
Back that up.
No. Some dude gave it to
We're
me.
$21 trillion behind. We don't have the gold to back that up.
And here's the thing I don't understand either, right? We owe what? How much money do we owe? What's our national debt?
21 trillion maybe?
Why can't we just print $21 trillion?
That's what they're trying to do now. Well, this is the
And
reason.
just give it to the people and be like, here you go.
That's what the what do you call it?
If the
was.
dollar tanks for a little bit, don't go to Europe on vacation for a
No,
couple
that's
of years.
what this this $2 trillion that they gave the people was. And the idea of that is you put it back into the economy and then it builds back, which it does. It builds back up.
Yeah.
It's just going to take a while.
They should just let us be president and vice.
You know how much money is offshore in this country?
You think you'd be a good president? I don't think so. You want to know why I don't think
so. I'm too nice.
You wouldn't kill anyone.
No, I definitely wouldn't kill anyone.
No, you just be like, nah, we shouldn't bomb them.
No. I would.
You know who killed a lot of people?
Who? George Bush.
George Bush, and guess who else? Barack Obama.
Yeah, he killed.
He killed
Not only that, he deported more people across the border of Mexico than anybody ever.
Yeah, he kicked a bunch of people out of here, dude.
They were criminals, but he did deport them.
He deported the shit out of people. This is the thing. This is why I'm saying when you're president and once you get out,
it's different. You
write a book and everyone is like kind of like you're cool.
No, I think that everybody knows that Obama was like not.
I voted for him twice.
The purest of the world. He made mistakes. He made one big mistake. He had the chance to do things, and he trusted the Republicans to work with him at the time, and they were like, "I'm not going to do that."
Yeah.
How he got health care in there, that saved a lot.
But you want to know why, though? Here's another reason why, though. He's not one of these guys that had one. He's not white.
Well, halfway.
Yeah. That's what they all like to say, right?
White. He is half white.
Right.
His father was white.
I know, but if you look at him, though, you're going to say, look at that white guy.
There's the problem. See, that's the problem.
You know
with
what
racism.
I mean? I would never see Barack Obama and be like, who's this white dude?
This is
we got another white president?
That's the problem.
He don't look white. He ain't white.
This is how strange racism is. It's just a look.
Yeah.
Or a color. Has nothing to do with anybody's real who they are.
You think when he went and when he met with Putin, Putin goes, look at this half white guy running the country. No. Probably said some things that weren't so nice.
And this is because this was dictated 2-3 centuries ago that if you were any little bit black, you were black.
Yeah, but even if you're a Democratic president, here's the thing. I think Biden will have a better success rate of getting things through, mainly because he's white.
Well, that has something to do with it.
It has to have a little bit to do with it.
It has something to do with it.
You know what I mean? Because he's Obama never served in the military.
Well, he's a good old boy, Biden.
Right. Obama never served in the military. Biden did.
No, I didn't.
But he kind of did.
No. He was never in any of the militaries.
You think they make that shit up?
He was a senator at like 29 or 30.
Do you think they make that up?
What?
Like how George Bush was like in the Air Force?
Well, he went into the reserves, the Air Force Reserves, it was like a hobby club. He didn't go into war or anything.
I'm telling
you. Bill Clinton, too. Bill Clinton went in some cadet.
Right, he went into something, right?
I don't know. He wasn't going to be in the war.
I'm trying to think of...
he was an objector, I think.
So, was Biden in the Navy?
No, his son.
His son's in the Navy.
Son, yes. And
the one that died?
Yeah. The other guy was in, too, but he got thrown out. Hunter Biden.
That kid's crazy.
He got thrown out. He's a cokehead.
Yeah, that dude is.
Let me tell you something. You can blame anything on cocaine.
Oh, 100%. It's going to make you want strippers and shit.
Look at George Bush. He was doing coke. His wife told him one day, if you don't stop doing cocaine and drinking, I'm leaving you. And he became president. That's it.
That's what it is. If you quit drugs, you might be able to be the president of the United States.
It has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, that's true. That's what. I wanted to end on.
Shows perseverance.
I wanted to end on this.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit about Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yeah.
Getting busted for weed. So here's the other thing. Why don't they test the people that run the Olympics?
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be some cocaine over there.
Oh, yeah.
You don't think the whole Russian team is pissing hot right now?
That's the hypocrisy of the whole thing. The hypocrisy of all about drugs is that you're saying that the person is getting some benefit from that.
Yeah.
How much benefit are they getting?
I've never smoked a joint and been like, I'm going to run faster than I've ever ran in my life.
But even steroids are going to debilitate you in one way, and they do, of course, build muscle, and they do. But what if they let doctors regulate that? Human growth hormone.
Right.
They're athletes. We want to see them go fast, don't we?
Since
go slow.
Since we were kids, the Olympics, the Summer Olympics, the Winter Olympics got no love in our house. But we were big summer. I hate the Winter Olympics. It's bullshit. I don't want to see Shaun White win 400 gold medals.
Like basketball. They used to have basketball
in the Winter Olympics. They changed it because they knew the Summer Olympics were more popping. That's why. So
hockey.
Yeah, that's true. But we're not winning that either. My thing is this: if you are going to drug test an athlete, I think you should only pop for... Now, this is going forward. Here's what I'm going to say. If you knew that marijuana was going to get you in trouble, maybe you shouldn't have smoked marijuana.
There's no doubt she's at fault.
Her fault. That's her fault. She smoked weed.
Well, look at Phelps. Remember Phelps? They got him. He wasn't even competing at the time.
Yeah.
They busted him at a party.
Yeah.
He got suspended.
It was a video of him like ripping a bong or something.
Yeah, but he got suspended for like 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's part of the rules
That's
that
the
they
thing.
sign up for.
Now,
they shouldn't,
now I hope, when you're a kid and they say, hey, what's up, man? You want to be an Olympian? You can't smoke weed. The only thing I wish that she did say was not ratting out other athletes, just being like, listen, guys, this is ridiculous. Weed does not make me run faster. But I would have just been like, I like smoking weed.
Yeah. I think she said something like, not like I like, but I needed to.
Yeah. Just be like, I enjoy weed does beneficial things for me.
It's beneficial
That
things
has
for a lot
nothing
of people.
to do with how fast I run. You know, the Olympics lost so much viewership and money because of that decision.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they did.
And that's why they
cortisone banned.
No, I don't think so. I never understood how
Is
a guy
surgery banned.
I never understood how
If you
a
have
guy
surgery, is that banned?
And I hate this about sports. How can a guy get a cortisone shot and go out there and play football? If I'm
Very
the other
dangerous,
coach, if
man.
I'm the other coach, I'm saying the only reason this guy's out here is because of the cortisone drug.
It is.
It's the only reason he's out here. We should be playing against their backup quarterback.
It is the reason.
And now this guy's throwing this guy has no idea what damage
What about
he's doing
massage therapy?
to him. Yeah. Where are we going to keep going?
Doesn't that help you? What about lifting weights?
See, but the
And
reason...
lifting weights, doesn't that make
Yeah.
you stronger?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm missing something in the reasoning why. Now, I understand super steroids, of course.
Right.
Building muscle.
Yeah.
And the weightlifting. And
Well, yeah,
you're
the
gonna go
Russians were
faster.
cheating
You're
throughout
gonna go
everything.
they got tossed.
Americans too.
I have no problem with it. They need to define this a little better. They really do. That guy takes cough medicine. He gets busted for codeine in the cough medicine. Really?
Yeah.
Is that making him really run faster?
No, it's going to make them run slower.
What about, what are those things they drink in the morning? Like hype or caffeine in them?
Oh, yeah, like Red Bulls?
Yeah.
That's
Is that
performance enhancing.
Is that banned?
I don't think so. They might be.
I gotta check
See,
that.
these are the things.
I
I
just think
feel,
it's too far with that one.
No, but I think that
She's stupid.
I think that she should just be like, yo,
She's dopey.
I like smoking weed.
Yeah.
I like smoking a lot of weed. Maybe we should just revisit the rules. That's it.
Well, they're definitely going to revisit.
If you're going to have to die on the track for everybody to smoke weed, I would do that.
It's just, that's going to be revisited. And part of the reason with that is illegal substances that are illegal. That's why they're banned. Not so much for performance enhancing because they're illegal.
Right.
But
Yeah.
alcohol still is not illegal.
Yeah.
That's all they do is party at the Olympics. All day.
And fuck.
All night. There you go. That should be illegal.
They have so much sex.
That should be
Yeah, we were talking to somebody about the Olympic
That's what they
about
do.
the Olympic Village.
Of course, what do you think they would do if they're all beautiful people?
Just the best athletes in the world. You're not going to have crazy sex.
Of course. That's the whole point.
Hey, what's up? We're living in our own village,
Their
and we
bodies.
all are world record holders, and we all do the same things that we like.
We must get together.
We must sex.
in other countries, too.
Yeah, and other countries.
Not just our
Let's
country.
just go to Tokyo and fuck. That's it. That's
Let's-
all they want to do.
Let's not stay with our own people.
let the kids get weird.
Let's go. It's college.
Yeah, it's college for super athletes. And every 4 years, you get to go again.
You know, 4 years ago, I had sex with 17 weightlifters.
Yeah.
And this year, I think I'm going to try the
Break the
skaters?
world record.
Skaters?
Yeah.
No, not the skaters.
I'm gonna go after the whole United States polo team.
Water polo.
Water polo. You know their legs are
They can
thick.
stand up in that water and pump.
Do whatever they want to do.
I would think that that's got to be big there.
Olympic sex?
Yeah.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. They give them condoms when they get there.
Do they?
Yes. I've spoken to somebody who was an
And they did
Olympian, and these are
them
all
the condoms.
things. You can look these up though.
Look, anybody that's ever been anywhere near a high school knows that if you're going to put all of the best looking people in that high school,
They're gonna
in
sex.
a tournament,
They're gonna sex.
something's going to happen there.
You know how many people just get hand jobs on the back of a co-ed volleyball bus?
Really?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Spike.
Yeah, we're going to play Mamaroneck. People are getting jerked off. You know what I'm saying? We're coming home.
I want to go to Mamaroneck.
Yeah, we got a co-ed team. We got to go to Mamaroneck and play a bunch of co-ed teams, and now we're all going to have sex in the back of the bus.
They didn't have that when I was in school.
Co-ed things.
Not on the bus.
No? You didn't? Yeah, no. Co-ed buses got crazy.
They had to find spots of locker rooms.
Yeah.
The bus, people were a little too smart for that.
Yeah,
on the bus.
Terrible hand jobs on buses.
Bus.
They're terrible. But it's just part of it. It's just part of it.
I can't get out of my head. Jared came back. Jared went on a small airline. I'm not going to mention the name. He went from Florida. He came to Jersey, to the airport in Jersey. We picked him up. And he said, Dad, it was like being on a yellow school bus. That's how bad this airline was. I won't say the name.
Right.
It might be a sponsor.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
No, but it wasn't. It was
I'll
one
tell
of
you
the
what.
little airlines are like that.
I'll tell you what, though. Something that's never going to be a sponsor of this show. I would never take a Malaysian airplane in my life.
Malaysia, they make mistakes.
Yeah, they're like, oh, yeah, we'll take a shortcut. Oh, it's over Russian airspace? And then they shoot you down and blow up your entire plane. I'll never do it.
Oh, I always imagine, we're spoiled in this country to these great commercials that go like, JetBlue. In those countries, I wonder if they have commercials there. Go,
not this one, guys.
Like 3 out of our 4 planes made it.
I want to know what the pre-flight video is on Malaysian Airlines.
No, instead of saying if,
it's when. When we crash.
Hit the water.
When we crash.
Chances are
we're all dead. Thank you for flying with Malaysian Airlines.
We have to tell you this. We have to say that when you hit that water, sharks, first thing, water, second thing, concussion, the third thing, and we ain't helping you. We're out.
Don't worry, we're gonna die too. Don't worry about
it. We're with you.
Hey guys, thanks for coming to this mass murder that's about to happen. The flight should take 4 hours, but we're gonna take a different route, 2.5 hours. Hopefully, no one shoots us down into the ocean.
We wish you the best.
We wish you the best. Good luck.
We wish us the best.
I'll tell you this though. One thing I got the craziest thing. I was flying back from New Orleans. And it was the worst turbulence I've ever had in my life, right? And I had 2 Muslim guys sitting next to me. It's not what you think.
Yeah.
But as it's shaking, like it's going crazy, they start praying in Arabic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, people screaming, people praying in different languages makes it scarier. Like, we're all going to die now.
It's definitely scary.
You know, because I'm not saying they were going to do anything. What I'm saying is like,
sounds serious.
They're praying. It sounds more serious than being like, God,
Lord.
Like, I promise I won't
exactly
jerk off anymore this month if we could land this plane.
No,
like, they're praying to God.
That's the only problem, and this is the reason why you need Babel.
Yeah, this is the reason why you need Babel.
Because
translate the prayers.
At least know a little about what they're saying. Mom and I were in Europe, and it was during a time there was a terrorist thing.
Right.
At the time. I forget where it was in the Middle East, someplace. And we were getting on a plane, and there were 2 groups of people getting on that plane with us, and it was a Muslim group, I think a religious group, and a Orthodox Jewish group, also like 10 or 12 people, and they were both praying.
That's a wrestling match.
They were both praying before they got on the plane. Might have been the daily prayers there, but the praying, and they were doing. Dude, I wanted to get involved with both. Right. I wanted to go over to both of them and say,
I need a little bit of this.
I'm with you, Jesus. I've got Jesus over here. Let's get this. Let's do this all together.
Pull side to side a little bit.
Because the chances were on the plane, they were going to work out.
Yeah, but the thing is, now it's 1/3. You got a 33% chance. You got a 66.6% chance of that whoever's going to help you out.
Somebody's on it.
Somebody's on this.
Yeah. And so
on this plane and in the sky.
So I go over to both groups and said, you do notice that your brothers over there are also praying, cracking up, laughing. The Muslim guys, same thing. They were like, hey, we're all one. I said, I'm with you guys. Mommy's like, leave them alone.
See, this is my
people alone.
This is my thing with a plane. This is why I'm not afraid to fly. Because if I'm in the air, there's absolutely nothing I could do if this thing just decides to explode.
That's true. Car, you feel like you have.
I feel like I'm the pilot.
I can help.
I could get in, get out. If this thing just starts shaking, they're like, "Hey, man, we're crashing in the Atlantic Ocean." I'm like, "Hey, can I just call my mom?" You know, I would call.
And that's when we all need to be Olympic sprinters.
Yeah.
That's what we should have had.
You know, Should weed be illegal in the Olympics? No. But everyone's got to know the rules. And now I say that selfishly because I wanted to see her break records. And I want to flex my American muscle because I can't do that.
See, with me,
I want to be like, yo, Carter's killing this shit.
Here's what it would
Now
be.
I'm robbed of that. Now I got to watch some dork 4th place Mormon run now.
Here's what it'd be with me. You have to be clean when you compete.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if she had just competed already.
Yeah, she ran the Olympic trials.
And then they tested her afterwards.
Yeah, pee-pee.
I could see it.
Blood or pee-pee? I think they do both.
Probably.
Now.
But even then, the American team should be the ones who say, we'll let her go, but she has to be clean, tested before she goes. That should be up to the American team.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, it's the trials. I could see if it was, you're up in Tokyo and you piss hot, maybe. Yeah. It's not even the real Olympics.
Plus,
everybody knew she was going to qualify.
Plus, you should do like a background. Like, she's never been tested before.
Yeah.
17 times. Maybe she tested before. Give it a 1 out of 17.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, man.
Maybe, where's the B test?
Where's
the B supplement?
love?
Just let people smoke weed, dude.
Acceptance.
Let people smoke weed in the future, but you got to know the rules.
Yeah.
Got to know the rules.
So I'm going to be pushing for her in the World Championships.
100%.
Got to back her up.
Yep, and I don't do drugs, but I'm gonna buy drugs
For that occasion.
Just for her. I'm gonna go to the World Championships and I'm gonna throw her an 8th. As soon as she crosses the thing, you know how they get the flag, and they get like roses. It's just gonna be all fucking weed.
Buds.
Yeah, and she's gonna blow kisses to me up there. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, we did it. We did it. Shakara did it. And we're going to hand her, and when she stands on the podium with the gold medal and holds those flowers, it's going to be Callie Kush. Yes. And she's going to cry because she's so blazed. She's going to be so high on that podium.
We're so much more understanding.
I just don't
the
understand.
Olympic Committee.
I'm also the same guy that says let every Major League Baseball player shoot whatever they want in their ass. If this guy wants to use a goddamn spider tack, let him do it. Who gives a shit?
I want to see how far the ball's going to go.
I don't care. We've wasted Congress dollars on this.
That's true.
Where we got Sammy Sosa gave a full interview in English the day before. He gets to Congress, has no idea how to speak English. Mark McGuire's over there doing this thing. I don't know. I
can't even see.
We're wasting American tax-paying dollars on Mark fucking McGuire.
We don't care about that.
Let the guy shoot up and hit dingers. Why are people so ready to write people off as cheaters? Guess what? You know what's cool?
They were all
big jack dude hitting home runs.
But they were all doing.
But here's
pitchers,
the thing though.
catchers.
Barry Bonds can't get into the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Mark McGuire can't get into the Hall of Fame. Sammy Sosa can't get into the Hall of Fame. But these assholes in Houston get to keep their trophy.
For cheating. They cheated.
Even worse than steroids.
It's not right.
These guys are using tech to cheat. And then you got some dork banging a trash can. But they get to keep their championship? And Jose Altuve gets to keep his MVP?
You got to give it to those guys from the Caribbean. They come up with ways of...
Oh, we know how
They
to do
love
it.
baseball.
Listen, we figure out the way
Let me tell you,
to
they love baseball so much there. These guys that come from Dominican and from Puerto Rico and from Venezuela, and they love it so much. They live it. Their life is... Their life...
Do you see Carlos Correa?
We got to win this thing. I don't know if we're going to find a way to win because we're the better team.
We're the better thing. You
We're
know?
going to win.
Carlos Correa is like, we lost, we win there, but we lose in LA. We had no tech in LA.
That's right.
So this guy's giving me, listen to the game. They blew a 2-run lead.
They care.
Yuli hits a walk-off home run, right? In LA. We're not cheating in LA. I'm like, dude.
That's true.
I'm like, I get it, but if you're going into this whole rundown about what games you cheated in and what games you didn't, you cheated.
I just think it's so admirable that they care so much that they would cheat at baseball.
It's a game played by 7-year-olds.
Yeah, but they consider that to be smarter than the other player.
Yeah.
This is why athletes cheat, because they think it's part of being the better guy.
Yeah.
Got to figure out a way. Look, Garrett Cole can't pitch now.
Sucks now. Chapman sucks.
Pitch because they can't.
Got to give him $252 million too.
They can't grab the ball.
This is what if I were the Yankees though, I would say, listen, we've signed this guy under false pretenses. I'm not giving this guy $252 million. This guy's a cheat.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
And he can't even buy the stuff that we use.
No, you can't even buy it. They check their credit card statements.
Right?
Yeah, they got people everywhere. They got private eyes and shit. They follow people around. They check their text messages.
They're ruining sports.
And this guy, nerds are ruining everything.
Ruining sports.
So now it's like, oh, hey, they got Garrett Cole text messages. A pitcher for the Yankees being like, hey, what's up? I'm in a sticky situation.
Hey, look.
And look what they did to A-Rod.
What the Bryce Harper said, I want him to be able to hold a baseball. I don't want him to hit me.
That's what I'm saying. This guy's going to have no control throwing 101 miles an hour. He's going to kill you.
Garrett Cole's afraid to hit anybody.
Yeah, dude. You think I want Garrett Cole throwing at me with no control, throwing 100 plus on my face? No, thank you.
I don't want to hurt you. I can't feel my fingers.
You see the pitchers taking their pants off now? Now
that was
you
the best.
got guys whipping their dicks out
That was
mid-inning.
pretty funny.
It's great.
That was pretty funny.
I'd be
You wanna
upset
check
too.
me? You want to check me? I can check me.
You see that? It's unbelievable.
I thought that was great.
It's unbelievable. It's just I don't understand. This is what I don't understand about sports.
It's
if they want to
too
cheat,
far for fun.
yeah.
It's fun.
Would you rather see Tiger Woods? Let's just say Tiger Woods, who's been accused of juicing.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because he's a sociopath.
He works out a lot. And he works out a lot.
He works out a lot. This guy like quit and became like a Navy SEAL for like 3 days. The guy's a fucking weirdo. All right,
Anybody
so
who works out uses some kind of.
yeah, they use something to recover too.
Exactly.
HGH, all that shit. Would you rather see Tiger drive a ball 350 yards or 250 yards?
Yeah. I want to see
I
that.
want to see the 350. I want to see it.
Unless he just knocks it right into the hole like every time.
Yeah, yeah,
good, too.
but which-
accuracy is even.
Accuracy
more
is
fun.
even. You know what I'm saying? Here's
Yeah,
what.
I look.
Plus, in baseball, you got
For
guys that
30
look like
years,
me
for
that are all stars.
For 30 years, from the 40s to the 70s, maybe later, they used in each clubhouse they had high test and regular coffee. In the coffee, this was coffee. They had to use coffee to stay awake because they were on the road. The other high test one had amphetamines.
Yeah,
in the coffee. They used to spike it.
yeah. Daryl
Mickey
Strawberry.
Man, all of them. They all went to that thing and they chopped.
Yeah, they said it made the baseball look like a watermelon.
There you go. All those records, like, what, they gone now?
Yeah,
Come on. Babe Ruth used hot dogs.
yeah, and beer.
That's performance
Yeah,
enhancing.
he was the glizzy champ.
Performance enhancing.
They should go back to sports where you could use drugs and the manager could smoke a Marlboro Light in the dugout.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let them do it.
Yeah, right. It's sports.
And then they say that tobacco dipping is banned. Every guy out there looks like they just got punched in their mouth. They're all dipping. You guys think these guys aren't?
The bubble gum.
It's bubble gum.
No.
Let athletes cheat. Let athletes do drugs. Because you want to know why? Athletes are better when they're on drugs.
They're more athletic.
You don't think Mike Tyson?
Oh.
Lawrence Taylor, who we were talking about before? This guy was sacked the quarterback 6 times just for crack. This guy would do cocaine during the game.
More athletic.
Yeah.
Hey.
Let him take steroids and take amphetamines and let this guy use his concoction that he made in his garage to hold on to the ball better.
It ruined my...
You ever held in Major League Baseball?
It's hard. It's
slippery. It's like holding on to like a precious egg.
Yeah, it's slippery.
You can't do anything.
Why don't they put resin on the balls?
My thing is
Don't
this.
they rub them in mud?
If they can't get a grip, hey, Major League Baseball, just raise the stitching.
I think they did that. They rubbed them in mud before.
Yeah,
It's
they
like a
dirty
resin.
them up.
Doesn't that do something?
And then
to
I
the
see
ball?
Cole the other day. This guy's doing fucking base stealing signs all over the place. He's pitching.
Oh, Cole.
Yeah, he touching here, hat, rubbing his dick. I'm like, what are they doing? Nobody's more neurotic than Major League Baseball
Oh,
players.
they're all up there.
Nerds.
Yeah,
Nerds.
They're strange people
They're just strange people
from all different countries.
from all different countries. And
You
guess
don't know
what?
they're thinking.
They all love to cheat.
Yes,
Basketball,
cheating is part of baseball.
that's what makes baseball cool. Is cheating. Barry Bonds' head grew 3 sizes in a season. This guy started the season 7 1/8. He came back. He was 8 1/2.
Gaylord Perry. You don't know. He's too young. Gaylord Perry had a good career. He was pitching for the Giants, I think, and then his arm started to go. All of a sudden, he had a rejuvenation of his career. said, "Oh, he's throwing a spitter."
Oh yeah, spitball.
And he would straight up say, "I do not throw a spitball. I'm telling you right now, you will never see me throwing a spitball." He had Vaseline. He used to use Vaseline. He'd have it like in his ear. He would go like this in his ear, put a little Vaseline on the ball, and the thing.
Yeah.
When they asked him, when they finally caught him, he goes, "I didn't say I didn't have Vaseline.
Yeah.
I said I didn't throw a spitball. I'm spitting on the baseball."
Pete
That's
Rose.
disgusting.
Pete Rose said he would hit balls and see the spit fly off of him, off the bat. Everybody cheated. People would put razor blades in their mitts.
It's a fun part of the game.
And let me guess. And let me tell you this. Someone threw a no-hitter high on LSD once.
He was gone.
A guy,
Doc
Ellis, threw a no-hitter in baseball high off his ass. David Wells threw a perfect game drunk still.
Yes.
And David Cohn
Hungover.
pulled his penis out of the bullpen one time.
He did.
Yeah, he did that.
That was for the
That
fans.
wasn't performance
It
enhancing.
wasn't part of the game.
No, that wasn't part of the game.
For the women.
That's just for the women in the bleachers. He just wanted to show his penis.
And it,
You know what's crazy
but
too?
it did affect his performance.
Yes, but he also threw a perfect game.
He did.
He threw a perfect game, perfect penis.
Yeah, I think part of baseball
Is cheating.
is illegal.
And a part of the Olympics is cheating.
Is cheating.
Let the kids cheat. Let them cheat. Who cares? Let them cheat. They're all cheaters.
Now listen, you kids out there, don't cheat.
Yeah, well, you were saying, like, don't cheat on your partner. Like, that's good advice.
Don't cheat unless you're going to get caught.
But then they look at A-Rod,
You're gonna
though.
get caught.
A-Rod only cheated because everyone was cheating, and he's a psychomaniac, so he cheated more than everybody else.
He was better at it.
Yeah, oh, well, yeah, it wasn't great at it.
I would say he was better at it than a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. That's
As
why.
opposed to, what's his name? The catcher for the Yankees. He kept getting caught.
Oh, it's Francisco Cervelli? How you going to take steroids, hit 2 home runs a year?
He got a big contract.
I got
$40 million
suspended for steroids. You want to know who did it the best? Melky Cabrera
Melky
was a left fielder for the Yankees center fielder,
Got
right?
steroids?
He said that he took a tainted supplement,
Yes.
right? So he went out of his way to create a fake website and a fake supplement to say that I took this supplement.
That's the best.
Right there, I'm saying
That's worthy.
we're not going to suspend you because you want to know something? That's
brilliant.
amazing.
That's brilliant.
At least you tried.
Yes, that's more than try.
Yeah.
Takes a lot.
Yeah, man, you got people making websites for something like, I tried something on the internet.
That was excellent.
Right there alone, if I'm Bud Selig or Bob Manfred, I'm like, you know what? Take left. Go out there. Go run around. Because this is just too much.
We need more players like you.
We just need more drugs in sports. Because guess what? You want to know who's great on drugs? Athletes.
All the athletes.
Athletes perform.
Horses.
Yeah.
Every time someone wins the Kentucky Derby, they're questioned for steroids.
And then didn't like Secretariat win like Athlete of the Year
Yeah, well,
once?
Secretary was like a phenomenon.
Yeah, but it's a friggin' it better be.
It was a big horse, too.
It better be though.
Yeah.
I hate when people talk about horses. They're just like, yeah,
He was a brilliant athlete.
yeah, brilliant. This guy was terrified the whole time. Some guy hit him all the time.
Oh, I forget who it was. There was a jockey.
Don't ever tell me
they asked
that a horse is an athlete.
They asked
it's a
the-
fucking horse.
They asked the jockey once. I forget who it was. Your horse is amazing. He goes, what? He goes, he hates those other horses because they're in his way to the barn so he can get to the other.
Yeah, he's trying to have sex and
He
stuff.
goes, it's innate in them to outperform each other because they're looking for the girl horses, or
Yeah.
the boy horse, or whoever they. It's part of their energy.
Only white people would say a horse is an athlete. It's a horse.
Or a brilliant athlete. Horse is a brilliant athlete.
Yeah, and then guess what? You want to know the
Allows
horse?
someone on their back to run around
Yes,
the thing.
and
Brilliant.
horse owners. Other owners are probably jealous of them because when they can't play anymore, they kill them.
What, the horse?
Yeah, or they
Well,
made him or
get
they
hurt.
kill him.
Yeah, if they can't perform,
Yeah.
they're done.
Yeah, imagine that the Giancarlo Stanton goes 0 for 4.
Kill
Hal
him.
Steinbrenner takes him behind
Shoot
Yankee
him.
Stadium and clips him. He says, put him out of his misery. He can't run anymore.
Achilles tendon.
His Achilles tendons go. Oh, we got to put him out of his misery.
He'll never go.
Let athletes do drugs. I don't care what they are, as long as they break world records.
Musicians do it.
Yeah, and that's performance
How
enhancing.
come no one stops them? Don't you think, like Mick Jagger and them, Keith Richards plays better when he's...
Dude, Keith Richards like legally died like 7 times
But
from
he
drugs.
stopped doing drugs and he doesn't play that well anymore.
No, because they need
old.
them. They need them.
You need the drugs.
Eric Clapton stopped doing
alcohol.
drugs.
Not good.
Can't shred the same way.
But they allow them to do it.
But they allow him to do it because it's entertainment.
Yeah, I
So
don't
are
think-
sports.
And I don't think anybody in the audience says, is it right that Eric Clapton gets high
Yeah.
and like Jose Feliciano doesn't? No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not fair. No, let them. They let them.
Let athletes do drugs.
Okay.
Anything they want.
All right.
Oh, they're role models. For what?
For drugs.
For drugs.
For winning.
Yeah, for winning.
That's loser guy.
Yeah. You know what
cares?
people love? Winning and drugs. That's what people love. So what's a better perfect example than athletes winning and doing drugs? There's no better example for how to win at life.
Oh, it's just unfortunate that it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like to see world records get smashed?
Well, I am a purist.
That's why. You're old school. That's why I'm
No,
asking you.
No, I'm a purist. But when I found out that everyone was doing drugs, then I said, why is it now? Let this guy do it too. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Seven of the runners that there was some race. 7 of the runners in the race had some kind of substance. What about the other 3 guys? They didn't even win.
No.
They're like way in the back. Don't they get to do the drugs too? That's even playing field. That the doctors test them.
Yeah.
So you can use human growth hormone. You can't juice up this. If you have this degree in you, you're done.
It's like in fighting. If a fighter misses weight, right?
Yeah, you
If he's 180
Yeah.
and he's supposed to be 170,
can't perform, can't play.
he you can fight, but you have to give a part of your purse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
You could fight that person. You have to agree to fight them.
the other guy can't say no.
And I guarantee you, every girl that Sha'Carri was going to race against would say, "Let her race,"
Yeah, probably.
because you want to go against the
It
best.
used to be different. It used to be that people would crank about that. But
Do you see what like
all do
the
something.
I think the Mormon girl that replaced her that came in 4th. She said this was God's plan for me.
there you go. That
So
makes
so
sense
now
to me.
now you got to bring God into it now too. I'm confused.
I want to know, did she sell her the joint?
That's what I'm saying.
That's God's plan.
That sounds a little sketchy too.
There's something wrong with that.
It was God's plan for me for this girl to test positive for marijuana. It's a little.
Wouldn't it be something if the Mormon girl wins?
The ratings.
Be a lot of people
War.
going for God's plan.
Yeah. The God's plan that the Mormon girl's going to win. Jamaica, congratulations. You think somebody in the Jamaican team doesn't smoke weed?
Invented.
They invented it. They smoked so much weed that they can't even test positive now.
Their bodies now, it tests negative.
Test negative. It's so much weed that it
past
goes off.
zero.
It breaks it. It's like when you accidentally blow a 0 on a breathalyzer.
It's past 0.
You're so drunk.
around.
Yeah, it's like if you're so fat and you stand on a scale and it just says E.
It went around to the 0.
It went around to the 0.
There's no way I'm 400 pounds.
Yeah, right? There's no way.
I'm 0. I'm 2 pounds.
Usain Bolt, you're going to tell me that Usain Bolt doesn't like a little bit of weed? And I'm not just saying it because he's from Jamaica, but I'm kind of saying everybody smokes weed in Jamaica.
Even the contact high.
Yeah.
You're gonna
just
get
from
enough.
just from the ride to the airport.
And what would happen then? If you get contact high from somebody else, that's what she should have said.
Yeah. I was at a party and people were smoking a bunch of weed.
Why did you say that?
I don't know. This is why I need to be the best sports agent in the world.
Someone saw her.
This is why.
Someone ratted her out.
No, you want to know what I would have said?
Rat.
Yo, I was with her. I smoked weed.
Yeah, and she got it.
Test me. There's weed in me. I smoked weed. She was around. I represent her. It's my fault. My fault.
I'll
Sorry.
take the rap. I'll take the rap.
I'll take the rap and 5% of that Nike contract. Let's go. Nobody knows
That's
how
solved. I
to.
think
Nobody
that's
knows
solved.
how to win.
That's the well. The problem is that people care too much about what's right and wrong. It shouldn't be involved in sports.
No. You got John McCain. You know, God bless his soul. Guy fought for this country. This guy's over there yelling at Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Who gives a shit?
And his wife is one of the biggest Budweiser beer distributors in the world.
Think about it.
Is that right? I don't think so.
Yeah, think about that.
How
You
many
got.
DWIs came on Budweiser?
Oof.
I like Budweiser.
Yeah. Do they get suspended from selling beer for 6 months?
Nope. No responsibility to the guy dealing it.
No. Think about that. Think about that. Let people do drugs and play sports. Sports, first of all, sports would be so much cooler.
I think you've convinced me.
Yeah.
If I could do drugs and be really fast now, I would. That would be amazing. 68 years old, smoking pot and running to the Olympics.
Yeah. Justin Gatlin, 39 years old, qualified for the Olympics, but he got hurt.
He's something. Justin
That's
Gatlin.
amazing.
He is.
And I was saying, when we were kids, I've always loved Olympic.
He got hurt?
I've always loved 100 meters and 200
Did he
meters.
pull out?
You,
He just ripped it?
he didn't pull up. He finished, but he got hurt. Came in third, qualified for the Olympics. Came in second.
He can't compete.
Dad, he ran a sub 10 100-meter dash at 39.
He's amazing, that guy, Gatlin. What's her name running? The woman who's she's at 200. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
she's been in like 4 Olympics.
Yeah, and the kid Trayvon Bromwell running the 100.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy fast.
Yeah,
but
no pot.
Yeah, it's just
slow him down.
Yeah, I just wish that she was like, "Hey man, I like smoking weed. This rule is stupid. See you in the Worlds," and I would have took my headset off. It's bullshit.
She's gonna win the Worlds
easily.
Is there a betting line?
Focus that girl, and she's gonna be pissed off because she can't smoke weed. She's gonna,
no doubt,
she's gonna run 100 meter in 7 seconds,
and she'll be carrying urine around everywhere she goes, going here.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this.
Yeah.
When's the Worlds? The Worlds are like 2 months after the Olympics. Something.
Am I still gonna watch the Olympics? Yeah, because I love to see fast people run. There's nothing more epic than saying I'm faster than you.
I don't even care who it is, really.
I do.
If some person from France, woman wins, I'm not gonna. It's no problem.
I don't have American pride when it comes to
I do.
the
I
Olympics.
do because
I used to a lot
American.
more.
You know, you want to see people.
Yeah, but think about it like this though: how many times did Floyd Mayweather fight, and you kind of want to see him get his ass kicked because like he's a dick.
And he's an American.
And he's American.
Well, he's actually from Las Vegas. I don't think it's the same thing.
Yeah. That's they're their own country. They're their own country over there.
Las Vegas.
No, but I'm just saying.
Talk about cheating.
That's
Yeah.
I always think about it like this. When it comes down to it, like when he fought Miguel Cotto, I wanted Cotto to win because he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
I was like, I want to see him win.
Cotto, good.
But then, if you really think back to it, it's like, why do we want to see Floyd Mayweather lose? He's an American. So the Olympics is an illusion.
He's a good American. Some of these guys are lousy people.
Yeah, but did you want to see Usain Bolt though run?
Yeah.
Did you care if he was Jamaican? No. I wish he was American. Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping that he'd like come over.
Who's
here
that? Like
college here and stay
Justin
here.
Gay? What was the other guy that was really
he's in
fat?
it too. Is he back in it?
I gotta check. And then who was that guy? Michael Johnson. I know Michael Johnson, but no, the guy that he raced in like 200.
Jamaican.
Yeah, and then he pulled up. Yeah, he said he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Talk mad shit.
Right,
yeah, he talked mad shit. Because I'll tell you, there's nothing cooler than being able to beat someone in a race. The only thing that's cooler than that, and we'll end on this, long balls. Dingers. Is there anything manlier than a dude's going to throw his best pitch and you hit that shit 450 feet?
Well, we'll find out at the All-Star game when it's not for real. It's just for exhibition and like the biggest ratings.
You think it'll be?
They have big ratings for that. Watch people hit home runs.
I don't understand. Oh, the home run derby?
Yeah.
I don't even watch the All-Star game.
Nobody cares about the All-Star game.
No. I want to see Vladimir Guerrero's fucking thick-ass wagon hit 75 home runs in a round. That's what I want to see.
The chicks and the guys love the long ball.
And guess what? You want to know what was perfect? Drugs and let him play? Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, it saves his life.
Or
almost killed him.
Almost killed him, but also saved his life at the same time.
You, make you stronger.
Yeah,
he's doing all right then.
Listen, drugs are never the answer.
I think
but they go well with sports.
They are with sports. They're the end. Well, are drugs the answer when you have an illness?
See, that's where now we're splitting hairs. Yeah, it gets a little crazy.
Come on.
We
prescribe drugs for a person for cancer, chemotherapy. We prescribe drugs for anxiety. We prescribe drugs for a headache. The guy wants to run. He can't have any drugs.
No.
It helps him.
Well, you're gonna tell me that a girl can't smoke weed, but if she has like anxiety disorder, she could take a benzodiazepine.
There you go.
How does that make sense?
Is that illegal?
Benzos?
Is that on a ban?
No, it's not banned. If you have a script for it.
That can't be banned.
And how does she not have a script for marijuana? Probably does.
You think?
Yeah. No one just starts smoking.
how
How
about
old is
this?
she? 22?
What's the
no one just
running-
starts smoking weed at
What's
22.
the long distance running capital of state of the world?
Kenya.
Oregon.
Oh, I thought you meant in like...
Oregon. State.
Yeah.
Oregon. Legal. Hot.
Yeah.
What do you do with those people?
High elevation, high elevation.
Well, what do you do with those people? Can't they run? They must all smoke pot.
Yeah, gotta let them all smoke drugs, dude. I just... That's the hardest thing.
I'm disappointed.
Now, if she tested positive for like MDMA or cocaine, I still say let her race. I really do. I really do. Now, you shouldn't have done it
Well,
because
how
you
about
know
this?
the rules. You know it's against the rules. So that's your mistake. You made a mistake. You have to understand you made a mistake.
She does, though.
She does.
I
She
shouldn't have
said.
done that.
And-
I knew it was banned.
Yeah.
That's a good.
That's it.
You're welcome.
You're perfect.
I forgive
Now
you.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna come back even higher at the worlds, and I'm gonna keep running these races high so you people could see that this is bullshit. Smoke the drugs.
When I come across that finish line, my eyes are going to be half closed.
And
I want you to-
Danny's just gonna hand me a bouquet of weed. I'm gonna I said I would never storm.
in full leaves.
I said I would never storm a field ever in my life. One time I wanted to do it at Yankee Stadium
You
because
would do with
Kathy's
that.
security.
You would do with this.
I would storm just to hand her the biggest zip ever. And just be like, here, hold this at the podium.
Oh God.
Man.
Well,
People care too much about the genuine sportsmanship.
I think in this case it's just a little overdone.
It's overdone.
Yes, I
Was she a little doofy, made a
No, I
mistake?
really
Yeah, the kid made a
agree.
mistake.
I really do believe that there should be some kind of regulations to people doing crazy things with steroids because it's impossible. You can lift weights and do all, but in that sport, really, it can't be that much of a difference.
What, steroids?
Some kind of perform enhancing in the sprinting. I mean,
Not if everyone's on it.
that's what I'm saying. Or everyone's allowed to use it if they need to use it for some, physical reason.
I just don't. Everyone's going to be like, there are people like, well, you could like shave time off. Yeah, everyone's doing it though. Everyone and their mother is doing steroids.
I think the idea that these things are not corrupted, from both ends, the management, the people that run them are corrupt.
Yeah. Now this is the only sport that drugs should be illegal. Combat sports.
Yeah, because you can.
I don't want some guy punching me in the head that's
Yeah, there you
juice
go.
to the gills because
Well, there
now
you
I'm
go.
never gonna walk
Yeah,
again.
there you go. That's why in football I can understand. There's guys gonna be like.
Right. I never said football. They should be
Crushing.
legal. They should be legal. But if I'm running right
Golf.
next to you, golf.
Tennis.
Come on. Let them all do it. Don't let one do it. Let them all do it. Let them all do it.
I'm gonna say I think something needs to be done there.
I think something needs to be done. I'm gonna pull up the patrons.
Oh yeah.
That we got to thank them because they are the show. We're close to 500.
Oof.
It's a lot of people. So we have to get to that point where we're at 500, Dad. And when I get to 500, I have to wax my butthole.
The inside. I mean, inside of the butthole.
Like,
the
yeah.
outside of your butt.
No, like spread the cheeks and wax my anus.
You're not implying that someone has to do that
Yeah, someone's
for you.
Yes, no,
Why are you
somebody.
looking at me
No.
because I cleaned it when it was a baby butt.
Yeah, if anything, you were the first person to wax my anus.
It was close.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, the first diaper change for the nurses might have been me.
Did I ever pee on you?
Oh,
That's awesome.
you think you were? You think it was?
Which kid?
Performance enhancing pissing.
Which
You
kid
guys.
Which kid had like the most ailments? Me probably, right?
Ailments?
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
because
Oh,
I
you
couldn't.
had
I couldn't
serious
breathe.
ailments.
I couldn't breathe when
Yeah,
I
you
was
almost
little.
died. You had the closure of flap.
Is that thing
Broke.
still there?
No,
They got rid of it.
no, you grow. They treat it and then you grow out. I don't know if they clip it. Whatever.
Did
you
I have
grow
to
out
like
of it.
sleep in a little chamber? Was I a
Now you're
chamber
having
baby?
flashbacks, aren't you?
Was I a chamber baby?
You mean like a oxygen thing?
Yeah. Did you guys chamber me?
No, you almost choked. You turned blue. Take it to the hospital. You get the treatment. the
So I would
closure,
just stop
flap,
breathing.
like that.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. And then
How tired are you right now? Thank you for doing
I'm
this.
a little
with me.
tired. No, sorry.
3 hours this episode is?
That's too long. You got to edit that.
No, I'm gonna keep the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just on that sports rant.
Imagine
alone.
if we had used Babbel for the 6 months, the 3 months, and the 3 months extra.
Dude, if we use Babbel for this 3 hours,
In
I think
different
we'd be
languages?
fluent in Russian, German, everything.
Different languages. We could have done that.
Do you speak Italian, Dad?
I don't speak it, no. I understand a lot of it.
Could you could speak enough to like get through, right?
Parlare poco. A little by little. If I talk it, I can.
Did you watch
It's more Spanish than Italian?
Yeah, did you watch Luca?
Where's Luca?
So Pixar made an Italian movie.
Did they?
Yeah, where this kid's like a sea monster
In Italian.
in Italian.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's also like
They make it. Is it animated in different languages?
yeah. They speak English and Italian.
Well,
It's actually pretty good.
it's nice. It's easier to animate in different languages than it is for real people, like to dub it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's great
I
about
agree.
animation.
I agree. All right.
She's done.
So let's get into the patrons. I got to switch this because if I play the wrong music, they're all going to get mad at me. All right.
Kids?
Yeah, the patrons, they get mad.
Do they?
No, they're great. They're
They
great.
pay to get mad.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has a right to get mad, it
Yeah.
should be them.
Are these people on enhancement? Any kind of enhancements?
Most of these people are on
They are.
drugs.
That's what
Yeah,
I
for
thought.
sure. David Simpson.
Oh, Dave.
Feliciano.
Woof.
Ivan C. Madison Hall. Kara McGowan. Daz. Bezzy. Nemi. BJ Flex. Walt Whiting. Almost like Walt Whitman. John Sarazian. Stephen Green. Double Dose Danny Barnes. Tariq Judah. Arrow is my middle name. Cypher Rage. I love you, Pedro. Josh Kakashi69 Diaz. Sarix Martin. Sean Silcox. Julia Shokit. Diasha Napier. Haley G Money. Hernan. Moises Sandoval. Adam Wright. Sydney Merrifield. Rubus Cubis. The Cucumbersome. Marvel Malang. Dean Rowdy. Trevor Joyner. Corbin. Namaste in Bed. Aaron. Brianna Palumbo. Vanessa Pineda, Anthony Movado, Autofire. My name is actually Jeff. Ashley Spartacino, Jody Ordonzo, Diggs, Derek Frazout, Turbo Chubbs, Nicholas Nielsen, Olivia Cepeda, Pico Newton-John, Joseph Arsenal, Spencer Purdue, Alison Meta, No Inglés, LOL, The Real Pachu, Puerto Rican Pikachu, Paolo Xavier, Jade Hubble, like the telescope, Estela Escobar, Carmen Julia Louis Dreyfus Fisher, Tim, Colin, the Slim Jim, Ryan Blake, Hayden Hoskins, John Kaminskis, Linda from Accounting, Sheila Viejo, and Nicole Derelou.
What?
Yeah,
Those are just
those are Lot Nation CEOs and CFOs.
Oh,
They pay
okay.
$50 a
Big
month and
time.
$25. Big time.
These people are supportive to
Oh yeah, to the bones. To the steroid bones.
qualified.
Dad, my dad, if you guys also don't know, is an author and has 2 books. Dad, where can they find your books on the internet?
Amazon.com,
Uh-huh.
Amazon Books. Just put my name, Danny LoPriore. I'm sure his name might come up, but
I don't have any books
in
published.
Amazon Books, that's you'll see my name.
Yeah.
And it's Missing Miriam and Seasons in Sanctuary.
Okay. And Missing Miriam is
That's a novella. It's based on my wife and I,
Okay.
our lives. It's loosely based on it,
Right.
autobiographical. Season Sanctuary is a true story, also based on a true story about
sports.
a mob guy who passed recently, a couple of years ago, who was coaching Catholic high schools while he was doing his mob shit at
Yep.
the same time. So there's moonlighting, where you can do
Yeah,
both of those
check it
jobs
out.
and be successful.
Yep. And fuck you, Ben Affleck. You stole my dad's idea. See you later.
Punk.
J-Lo's not even that hot anymore.